Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully, your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And we are here today to work on the A-TAMS and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, funny story. I'll tell you guys a funny story in a little bit. Also, my voice is a little rough because I'm just getting over a food allergy. I don't know what the hell happened to me yesterday, but something I ate gave me a very mild food allergy. So I was kind of feeling not that great on the evening stream. I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? You know, like I wasn't like itchy or anything, but like I swear it was a mild food allergy. It was weird. Anyway, that was yesterday, but now today I'm like feeling better. So I had an early night last night. As soon as stream was over, I was like, went to sleep. But you know, I was planning on working on my music, but didn't get a chance. So that just happened. But yeah, hopefully today I'll be all right. Hello, Figs, Osprey. What up? Okay. Gonna hit the TikTok live button as well. Let me know if there are any problems on stream. There shouldn't be, but if there are any problems on the YouTube stream, let me know. And now to tell people. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Can't really complain, John. It's all good for now. I'm surviving. I'm alivin'. Alright. Let's grab this. Okay. Post. Done. Tweeting done. Discord sharing done. Hey, Lewis. Yeah, it's weird, but it is what it is. Like, it was just a really minor thing, you know. It wasn't a big deal or anything, but it did feel strange. That much I can say so. Okay, today what we are doing is very simple. We are going to actually utilize the A-TAMS. Do I need... The question is, do I need a sniper rifle mounting? I might actually need a sniper rifle mounting. I don't know 100% if I will, but I might need to get one just so... You know what? I'll just do it. I don't care. I'm gonna go get a sniper rifle mounting. So where am I gonna get a sniper rifle mounting? Easy peasy. Since we are Serena-ing, I'm just gonna quickly go over here. Save current settings. Wouldn't wanna mess that up. Okay. We apply my Freyna set. Now, I just have one more module to shove in here, which I will. It's not too difficult to do. So we're gonna do exactly that. The A-TAMS is ready. Well, as ready as it'll ever be. Let's put out max MP. We do not need this. Let's go with speed so I can run through the levels faster. Alright. Hey, Demise. How do I feel about Season 3, John? I'll say the same thing I said yesterday, you know, it's suspicious. Look, call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to, but I'll say the same thing that I said yesterday. Why are they talking about Season 3 when there are, if you check the Battle Pass right now, there are over 89 days left to go before Season 3. So why are they talking about Season 3 now? To me, it seems like they're trying to get this whole game journalist thing. Oh, yesterday I believe it was D Russ. D Russ was the one who did it yesterday. Speaking of which, I'm gonna add his name there. Yep, it was good old D Russ. Fantastic fella. Yes, that is one of the normal level memberships that people give. but you can still up it to whatever level you want in future if you want to support the channel. So you can do that at any time once you've figured it out. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so coming back to the point. Coming back to the main point. With this whole season 3 thing, what you gotta understand is that I'm just wary. I'm just wary. I know that they're trying to generate hype, but there's still so much more in season 2, episode 2 that, you know, we should be focusing on. So it's strange to me. It's very strange. I don't understand why they want to suddenly focus on season 3, you know, or even draw hype to season 3 when season 2 isn't even done, you know. So I'll tell you this much. What I feel is that they're going to be doing some changes that are not going to be so popular in season 2. For example, Ines nerf. Maybe they're even going to nerf Serena. We don't know. But what I will say is that because there's this potential nerf or this potential possibility, you know, of this thing happening, maybe that's why they're trying to deflect attention and say season 3 is going to be great. Hey, George, good to see you, man. How's it going? You know, that's just my mentality. That's just what I'm thinking, because it's the same thing with, like, have you even know those other companies, like, for example, what's that new game? Let me just check the Steam chart for that so I don't say the wrong thing, because I just want to be sure. Okay, yeah, so the new game just launched. It's what? Assassin's Creed Shadows. All right, and it's only got, like, and for a single player game, you only got like 50,000 concurrent. That's not really a great sign. I mean, you compare that to Monster Hunter Wilds, for example. It's difficult to, and all the media outlets, right? They were doing all these fluff pieces saying it's great, saying it's fantastic, very positive reviews, so on and so forth, etc., right? So I always feel like when somebody is talking about something in the future, they're trying to divert attention from now. Why? That's what I always ask. Why do they divert attention from now to talk about the future? Strikes me as strange. All right? Like, call me a conspiracy theorist, call me a whatever, you know, I'm cool with that. Because I get it. You know, crazy robot, right? Just talking some random crap. But no, I genuinely think it's weird. It's strange. I hope that it won't be. Oh, absolutely, Vindy. I hate the Assassin's Creed series. The first game was great. Everything after that is a pointless waste of time. But that being said, you know, like, when I see these kinds of things, I'm like, what are they hiding? I know I shouldn't be the guy that has the tinfoil hat on. It's not a great thing, but I always ask myself that question. What's going on here? You know, what's hidden beneath the surface? I want to know, you know. I always have that sort of mentality, that sort of mindset, you know, because I feel like something ain't 100% here, you know, like, yeah, there's some beneath the surface that maybe we need to start thinking about, you know. That's just how I feel. But anyway, you know, I welcome anybody else's thoughts on that. Like, look, I think we should focus on season 2, episode 2 right now. If y'all want to get hyped for season 3, I'm not going to stop that, but, you know, it's 90 days away. You know, your hype can get dampened a lot in that time. So why are they bringing this news now? It almost seems like to deflect the discussion away from what's going on right now. Because what's going on right now is Ines nerf. We know that for sure. And people are already yapping about a Serena nerf. What if, you know, they're going to cater to those people too? It's like, yeah, I get it. You know, I get that Serena is very strong. She's trivializing a lot of content. But at the same time, what the hell is wrong with that? Why can't she do that? Why is she not allowed to do that? Why is it that Serena, you know, for some reason is going to be disallowed? That right? Like, that doesn't seem fair to me. Ines had her time in the sunshine, so why not Serena, you know? Yeah, to me, it always strikes me as a little strange. You know, you gotta... Sometimes I think you just gotta keep both eyes open. Either way, don't forget to like and share the stream, guys. The more that you do, the better. And I mean, it's not like Season 2, Episode 2 is a disappointment or anything, which is why, again, they should be focusing on now. Because Season 2, Episode 2 was so hyped that concurrent player count on Steam alone tripled. Alright, a doubling would have been a success, but they actually tripled the concurrent player base, all the way from 7,000 to 21,000 on day one. Alright, that's a big achievement. That's a very big achievement. But, you know, I don't see that celebration. I don't see the whole we're so back. Instead, it's all about, you know, it's all about Season 3. Like, wait a second, what? They should be celebrating Season 2 first. Unless they're not proud of their own achievements, which I hope the hell isn't the case, you know?
Shield is down.
Yep. That's the thing, though. Even a knee-jerk might be bad because, you see, the problem is that they don't know what's gonna come. And I think that a lot of developers are starting to realize that balance is a myth. Sure, you should bring up the underperformers, you know? Like when Freyna, I think a lot of people have forgotten, in Season 0, she was absolute garbage. Then Freyna was hyper buffed for the release of her ultimate, right? She was super buffed to the state where she was like absolutely insane, you know? She was given a huge buff in Season 1. Then, you know, now she's the queen and everyone's talking about, oh, she's OP. But you see, rather than focusing on the idea of balance, like, why not we have some characters that are OP? I think that there should always be a choice. If a person wants a less OP experience, like I saw some dude say he's a hardcore, like, Freyna main, right? He was saying, oh yeah, I killed Tormentor in like a minute with Freyna. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't have that kind of time to waste. Stage 30, dude. Always farm the highest Void Erosion stage, Mr. Arco. You should never ask that question because it's not necessary.
This is your grade.
No, there's no way to do that, Black Fang. It's all RNG. So start praying, and you'll get her. There's no way to overcome RNG, Mr. Black Fang. How dare you even ask that question? This guy, I swear to God. RNG, random number generator. An S farm only takes 5 hours max. It means you're not using the target farming system, Black Fang. You should know how to use the target farming system. If you do not know how to use the target farming system, the guide is on my YouTube. Why didn't you watch that? Nobody takes more than 5 hours with an S, dude. And Dark Death, if you ever suggest that, I will have to make you leave stream because keep in mind that that's not in alignment with our policies. See, Black Fang, that's what I told you before. You can't say I didn't know. There are dozens of videos. You should be watching all that before you even play the damn game. So go watch them all. Target farming system is one of the most crucial systems in the game, dude. You're disappointing me, Black Fang. You better go do that. I told you that yesterday. You can't just watch one thing and say, oh, I know what to do. You know, oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh, RNG takes so long. RNG does not take long at all if you use the target farming system. They literally introduced that to help you. Well, you're disappointing me every single day, Black Fang, so you better hurry up and actually learn some shit the next time. Alright, next time you come here and you ask me some stupid ass question, I will give you the same business, alright? So go learn.
Shield is damaged.
I love doing that. Well, unfortunately, the problem with Ajax is that you can't main him anymore because there was nothing for him to main. He used to be alright when all Descendants were on the level, you know. You could kind of carry him with guns, but now he doesn't really serve a purpose. Which is why, George, you gotta play other Descendants, okay? At least until someday they decide to give Ajax a purpose. But until then, please play other Descendants if you want to get your shit together. If. You don't have to, but, you know, if you want to. And that way as well, like, you can still experience a lot of the other fun stuff in the game. Now, let me head back. I don't know, maybe they don't like Pokemon, you know? Because it's clear that they like in Warhammer 40k. I don't think World Colossi will solve that, man. Off you go, Black Fang. Do your best. I don't think World Colossi is going to solve anything. Like I said, for me, call me cynical or whatever, but to me, it's all just a lot of hype for no reason. It's 90 days away. We should be talking about now. And if they're shifting the discussion, I don't want to hear it. Because right now, we should be focusing only on now. If you're already bored of Season 2, Episode 2, if you've got nothing to focus on now, and we're talking about the future already, then what was the point of Season 2, Episode 2? You should be watching every single video, Black Fang. Not saving all these videos. No, go watch every single one of my videos. You don't come back until you watched every single one of them. All right? That's what I'm going to tell you now. It's not Nexon, Vindy. Don't forget. Everyone always says Nexon, Nexon, Nexon. Guys, you gotta know who's in charge. Nexon is just the corporation. Nexon is the publisher. Magnum Studios are the devs. Okay, there's a difference. So, Nexon's definitely has made some decisions, but they're more like how we make profit, things like that. That's where Nexon comes in. Okay, I want you to cleanly separate this.
Watch your feet.
No, you're not banned, but it's good advice, Black Fang. Anyway, Nexon is corporate, right? So corporate is gonna tell the devs, do this, do that. You gotta make profit. So that's why they're pumping out the skins. Alright, that's how business works. They're pumping out the skins because Nexon tells them you gotta turn a profit or we're shutting down your game. Pretty much that's how it's gonna go, okay? So since Nexon says that, Magnum Studios has to at least turn a profit every single time. The marketing is Nexon, for sure. But a lot of the decisions are made by the devs, which is why my curiosity here, this one, like, look, I get it. Most of the time I blame corporate, but what I'm going to say here is that this one is on Magnum Studios because like I said, Season 2, Episode 2 is very young. If they wanted to talk about Season 3 so soon, then why did they even bring hype for Season 2, Episode 2? Why did they even make a decision to make Season 2, Episode 2? You get what I mean? So, why drop something, you know it's hot, you know it's doing well, and immediately you abandon the talk about it? Because guess what? Ultimate Blair still isn't in yet. Shouldn't they have been focusing on what they want to do for Ultimate Blair? Oh, listen, nothing wrong with that. I spend and support as well. I've spent and supported a lot, Windy City. I'm not against that. Go ahead and do it. I'm not against the skins or the purchase of them. Get your drip, look cool, and make sure you're supporting me as a creator when you do that. But what I'm saying is, why suddenly? Why suddenly? These are the questions no one wants to ask because they know that everybody is, and forgive me for saying, everybody is easily distracted.
This is your
They dropped this new thing about Season 3, everybody's going to be yapping about it. And it's enhanced by their content creators, you know, their chosen few, saying some stuff like, oh man, you know, Season 3, this is going to be hype, here's a sneak preview and everything. That's great. But what about now? What about now? Because there's still people waiting for my A-TAMS build for Serena. There's still people waiting for me to work on the Ancient Knight. There's still people waiting for me to work on a lot. Am I the only guy with boots on the ground? I don't think so. Because I think that we still have a lot to work through for Season 2, Episode 2. I mean, that is true, Vindy. But I still would have felt that they should be focusing on the now. At least that's me. Alright, I hope I'm wrong. As I've always said, I hope I'm wrong. Because if I'm wrong and Season 2, Episode 2, you know, is still great, and they're gonna do a lot of stuff here, then okay, cool. You know, and that's okay with me. Like, I am 100% down with that.
bird. Shield is down.
You know, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I am completely wrong and that they're not going to try and pull some shenanigans with us. You know, they're only hyping it up because this is just what they want to do. You know, that, absolutely. You know, that's okay. And I hope that that's the case. But in case I'm not wrong, you know, I'm kind of like Batman. I always prepare for the worst.
This is your
If I'm not wrong, then y'all better prepare for some shit. Because maybe something's coming in that y'all may not like. And that's why they have to post the carrot before they give you the stick. And my dude, there won't be any raids in this game because people can't even coordinate simple Void Erosion Purge. So long as there is the idea that we should be playing solo efficiently, I don't think raids will happen. And even if they do introduce raids, it's gonna be a very limited selection of people that can raid. Well, you should be, because everybody should be building what I build. That's also the other thing that I said, Windy City. How are you gonna keep hype for 3 months? You know, if they had dropped this bombshell like 30 days before it, everybody would be good. But now they can't release. Once you release news, you can't use it again. You get what I mean? You know? Because look, I've done marketing before. It's not like I haven't marketed for corporations before. So I'm expecting some shenanigans to happen. I really am. You know, I agree with you on that because it's what I expect. As somebody that's done marketing, as somebody that's worked for and with corporations before, I know how this goes. You know, I'm not just some random guy on the street. Don't forget, everybody always forgets, I was an international tax accountant before doing all this. I understand how it goes. So, you know, something strange to me. Osprey, I haven't played any Void Vessels. If you are genuinely experiencing a bug, I would say report it in to the devs. For how long? 4 years.
shield is damaged.
Oh my!
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
For long years. I gotta do 2 more Sigma sector before I can finish leveling the A-TAMS. Nah, someone gifted him a membership. He happened to get it. Hey, laid back. Sorry, I needed some Carmex on my lips. This was covered in the patch notes, Steven. Could you please watch the patch notes video? All right. I know I can just give you the information, but you guys know my policy. Steven, this was already covered in the patch notes video. David, if you ever mention that game here, I'm going to have to remove you from the channel. Now, I'm removing that message. You'll be able to chat again in 1 minute, but never ever mention that game here. I have nothing to do with that game. I have nothing to do with those absolutely racist developers. I've got nothing to do with the most racist community on the planet. All right? I don't want to hear about that game. So never mention it here or we'll throw you out. But yes, please check the patch notes video, Steven, because that one is very important, and then you'll learn what all of that is, okay? The patch notes video for season 1 for season 2 episode 2. I know it's 50 minutes, but if you watch that whole video, it covers everything you need. All right, you will know what all these new little things in the game are. Don't ask, Hugo. When I say something like that, don't ask. Don't ever ask. If you don't know it, good. Don't ever ask. Like I said, we've got no association. We don't want to be associated with it. Don't speak about it. Just focus on TFD. Okay, now, back to Sigma Sector. I'm just going to quickly run some of these so I can get through them fast. I just want 1 more arcade tuning level for Freyna, then I'll move on. Then it'll be time to go get the last level for A-TAMS. The Season 2, Episode 2 patch notes video was a big one, and everything that you need is in there. So I understand the work hours, but that one, like the big patches, you have to watch the patch notes. Unfortunately, there's no option for it. Now, some of the information from there will be changed, but it's very important. It's very important that you check that out.
Please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
This is great.
Well, everyone should have done their Void Erosion. As soon as content drops, follow the builds that I use for it and then go through it. That's the way. Well, now you do know, Mr. David, so don't ever do that again. Plain and simple. You even speak about it, you'll be thrown out of here. Yep, I've built up the A-TAMS already. It just needs one more level, but before I get the last level for the A-TAMS, I'm going to roll around with Serena. Get her last arcade tuning level. Not her last to finish her, but just one more for today so I can get the gold node. I'm basically using the dailies to work on some of the characters.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale voltage transfer.
Burn.
It's an interesting weapon for what it's worth.
Ah, my shield. Melt away.
Okay, they've all melted.
Shield is down.
I would say I'm also going down that route.
I'll load. Watch your feet.
I mean, it's logical, isn't it, Sea Blossom?
This damage.
If something is using skill power, then skill power makes sense, right? And besides, you should already know the rules from my video on when to use the so-called bug node. And if you don't know the rules, then rewatch the video because the math is explained.
How was that? Ugh, damn it.
I still have to finish grinding Glay. I haven't maxed her out yet. But I will another day because, like, I don't know. After doing Serena and Ines, I'm kind of burned out on Sigma Sector. Like, it's fun, but damn, I do not want to have to do this. Because it is a, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a long-ass process. I mean, you can redo the chart dozens and dozens of times, so it's all good. Tis not a complex chart compared to like Paragon paths in Diablo, so at the very least it's not that bad. For Serena, you don't actually have to redo her chart, FYI. Because for Serena specifically, if you build her my way, there's no need to redo it.
This is your grave. Ah, my shield.
Mission complete.
There we go.
Transport inbound. See you soon.
There we are. Sick. Alright, now I can go level her at 400%. I mean, between Void Vessel and Sigma Sector is around the same. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. Counting on you, alright? More likes is better. Also, for those that haven't yet, you can hear my latest tune on SoundCloud. Alright, my latest song just dropped and it's hot. Actually, I wonder, did I put the link up correctly? No, the link is wrong. I knew it. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna fix that link right now. Right now. I knew the link was wrong. That's okay because I'm a legend. I'm the Legend 27. Okay, let me try that again. Well, I mean, you'd basically do it only on Descendants that you want to play immediately laid back. So I guess that's the mentality. Those who main certain Descendants will probably play those particular Descendants. Okay, great. It's working. Haha. Smartness. But yeah, those who main certain Descendants will probably level those first. The only downside is that the other activities in which you can gain this kind of thing are not... there we go. Sniper rifle mounting. That works because I want to put another implant on Serena's. Okay, let me see. Implant reactor. There we are. This is Serena's. Good. Where's the sniper rifle? There we are. Okie dokie day. And zoom. Good. Are you okay there, Mr. Kevin? Please take note that if you spam a stream, you may, unfortunately, be removed. So try to avoid spamming streams randomly. Okay? Please be human. Please be human. Okay, friends? Okay? Okay. Humanity is important. Oh, Haley, I plan on just, like, slowly getting somebody to level her because, yeah, I ain't dealing with that. I mean, I could do it with Albion Cavalry Gun, but I'm like, do I really want to? I don't know. I'll think about it another day. I don't know what that is, but that's why I'm checking that he is sane, you know. If you insane in the membrane, that's okay, but you might not be here anymore. You might be sent to the gallows.
A new member has arrived.
Oh, a new member. Welcome among the honored. Good to have you with us, Windy City. Congratulations on taking your first step into the Robot Nation. Someday, if we see you amongst the top tier, we will bring you into the inner circle. But welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No, Sea Blossom, I shall not. Yes, iOS is a pain, unfortunately. That is the P-E-I-N, the pain. Okay, I'm going to Haven, and I'm gonna go mess some people's shit up. Let's go! Haven time! And don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already, alright? A lot of y'all haven't liked the stream yet. Same time I always stream, Emin. And by the way, take note, I don't live in your country. There are countries outside of your country. It's called a different time zone. So it's midday for me right now. I swear, all you people from that one particular country, do you think everybody only lives in your country and there's only one time zone? Like, homies, come on, man. There's a whole world. If somebody's on the opposite side of the world, it's gonna be the opposite way for them, right?
Shield is damaged.
Y'all are wild. Well, yes, I am, Brazy. And that statement is racial, by the way, so don't ever come in here with that kind of racial nonsense.
Burn. Ah, my shield.
All well and good, George. But just make sure you build up the other characters too, alright? That way you can actually join me for some of the stuff.
Melt away. Shield is down.
Did I misunderstand, Emin? Alright, so what did you mean, bro?
Damaged.
Are you saying you didn't think that, you know, this was, because you said, wow, Descendant's so late. I'm like, you talking about the time here? Or are you saying something else?
How was that? Watch your feet.
I wouldn't comment on that, Kevin Richards, because at the end of the day, I'm not American and I've got no right to comment on their education system. So, yeah, let's not go down that road. I'm just going to remove that message. That's not right. I mean, we can make some lighthearted jokes, but we shouldn't go too far. Oh, that. I shift my games around. I mean, I got 2 streams per day. I can play whatever I want, right?
This is your grave.
I'll consider it, Vindy. I'll consider it.
Ah, my shield.
Anyway, technically, I mean, it's first stream of the day, so no. I deny your logic. I say that this came earlier.
Shield is down. Ah, my shield.
Oh my god, why does this guy have to be behind a brick? What a nerd!
Shield is damaged.
I hate these teleporters. There we go. You know, they already said it was supposed to be on rotation, but now they've got 3. They should just move them in rotation, like once every week. They should just change it. I think that should be the best way. You know. Well, if you're distracted, great, good. Enjoy the stream. I think he's talking about truly deadly arson, which is a fine weapon. But I haven't tested it out yet. And the Void Tower thing. What do you mean Void Tower? You talking about Void Erosion Purge? Either way, Dayon, everybody needs to be Mastery Rank 20 minimum. So get yourself to Mastery Rank 20 and you can have fun. Do not go, like, honestly, it's just best to get yourself to Mastery Rank 20. It's very easy to do. So just go make a bunch of Descendants or guns, level them to 40 for the first time. You don't have to play them or invest in them. But you just do that, you'll be at Mastery Rank 20, easy peasy. I haven't fully checked it out yet, but I'll check it out. Either way, Voltea, I mean, Voltea was designed for the RK Void Shield. It has a specific purpose. Truly Deadly Arson seems designed for Serena, but we'll see. Because honest to God, I haven't played it. I cannot be arsed farming the normal mode for it. Like, I might when they fix MP Collector so I can run Bunny properly. Because thinking about it, like, do I really want to run Bunny now? I'm like, no. So I'm waiting on that. But if in future I do end up running the Bun, you know,
Damn it.
I'll probably go farm for Truly Deadly Arson at that point.
Shield is damaged. Damn it. Melt away.
Yeah, that's also was weird for me. But then again, this has been a very big series of bugs. I mean, if you think about it, right? They had this whole thing whereby they released the patch late, and then it screwed up. Then they had to revert it. Then they put the patch back into the game after a couple of hours. So now, of course, the latest hotfix has been applied. But you think about it, it's just strange to me, you know? Like, why all these random screw-ups? And also, when the big patch came out, of course, they gave themselves 7 hours of maintenance time. But it still got delayed beyond that. Are they trying to go too fast, you know? Is that the case? Or is there something else? Because, like, they put something in, other things become broken. That's very natural for all sorts of live service games. I get it. But most of these should be easy fixes. So, did they put in something that broke something so badly in there, you know? It's weird. It's wild.
Great.
I mean, there are ways to play Bunny without MP Collector right now, thanks to the Inversion Reinforcer, but, you know, I'll have to consider it.
Ah, my shield.
Ines is normal. Ines is 100% normal. I can tell you that. A lot of people think it's like, sometimes I have to say it really is just a placebo effect, you know? Ines, I can tell you that there's no problems with her at all in any way, shape, or form. I promise you this. Ines has 0 issues right now.
Shield is down.
And if you feel that she has issues, you need to prove it. So you need to be able to tell exactly what those issues are. Because as far as I know, she does not have any issues right now. As far as I know. What problem do you have with Amorphous, dude? Amorphous is like the most straightforward thing. How can you need a vid to explain it? Ramon Ramirez, go straight to support, man. Go straight to TFD support because that's not something I can help you with. That sounds like a very serious issue with your account. So you might need to go and speak to the devs directly. You can ask for help in the official Discord or go to their website and go send in a support ticket. Make sure you do that. MP Collector was not patched in the last hotfix. I don't know who told you it was patched, but it has not been patched, Vindy. Please take note that unless I say it in my patch notes, it's not in the game. They cut support for Xbox One and PS4, not PS5. So people will still be playing this game. But I mean, it's up to you guys on TikTok, man. I mean, I'm chilling. I'm having fun. And the PS4, if anyone's still playing on a PS4, they better up their game. Because if they can't even afford a PS5, I mean, I have to be frank with you. How are they going to afford skins and all that kind of stuff? The new character build is on my channel already, Jinx. Head straight to my YouTube channel. The builds are posted. Enjoy. Okay, I still need one more. I think 1 or 2 more runs. Emmanuel, of course you won't get the piece you need. There's a percentage chance, dude. The percentage chance on the Amorphous is what chance you have to get shared. And you got to keep opening until you get it. This is what happens when you buy stuff instead of learning how to farm. It's called RNG, Emin. Bro, that's how every looter shooter works. George, don't feed into that. I already spoke to that guy. All right. Don't feed into it. You should know my rules. Like, if somebody's just trolling and I remove a message, you know, don't feed into it. Don't try to get into it after. I expect better for you, George, because you know my rules already. And you've been a big supporter here. All right, so I understand it can be frustrating. All right, and you, of course, want to stand up for your people, your public, whatever, but don't feed into that. This stream is about video games. Don't bring that in here. All right, if somebody does, we throw them out, we deal with it, and we have dealt with it. Don't come in like 20 minutes after it's done and then say something. All right, come on, that's not cool, man. We should be better. We're Robot Nation. Behave better. What other games do I play? Monster Hunter Wilds, Marvel Rivals. Keep tuning in and you'll find out. Unfortunately, my Monster Hunter Wilds is only on YouTube exclusive, but I do stream Marvel Rivals and this game here. Let's keep it cool, fam. Let's keep it cool, alright? I won't allow anybody to just insult somebody here, and you know that, but don't feed into it. Alright, George, I need you to say yes, you understand if you understand this. Because you should not be coming in and typing something like that after a matter's been dealt with. Are you watching the stream live, or you just, or are you watching it back, which is why you reacted late? All amorphous materials are farmable, unless they have a variant. So if it says variant AB, variant AA, variant AC, it means that the previous one without the variant is not farmable. Okay, so the reason they did this is because they introduced some of the other stuff and they replaced some of the materials that were duplicated in the previous amorphous. So where it says variant, if there is a variant, the old one without the variant is not available. Okay. Well, good. In that case, tune in whenever I be streaming stuff, Jinx. My stream times are always the same anyway, so tune in and enjoy. That's all right. And I understand your perspective, George. Believe me, I understand it. But don't feed into that. All right? This is the internet. People are going to say things, but it's our job not to react to it. Oh, your shots go through that shield, so it's fine, laid back. But anyway, it's our job not to react to it. Don't forget, I'm a professional content creator. All right? And if one of my top people is going to come in and react to something straight away, that's not a good show for the Robot Nation. All right? Don't forget, you also represent Robot Nation. Let's keep it cool. People are going to say shit. It's the internet. All right? We show that we are better than them by not reacting. And if somebody has to react, I'll do it. I will do it on your behalf. I will say what needs to be said and then toss it out. All right? And they won't be allowed to say that again. This game is multiplayer, yes, but I'm playing alone right now. You can choose to play co-op or play alone, but since it's efficient for me to farm alone, I'm just playing alone right now. Hey, Brandon. And how does technique manual work? What technique manual does is that it basically takes your hit points. You have to have a lot of hit points and adds it on as additional damage to your skill. That's about it. It works on the same target once every 8 seconds, that's all. So it's usually used for some minor increases in burst damage. But for Bunny, if you're asking because of using it on Bunny, most of the time it's way better to just use multi-talented on Bunny. So technique manual was... My top donators are all Americans, so absolutely. See you later, George.
Damn it.
But yes, I would always, always stand up for my people, because at the end of the day, most of the people that support me are American. And they're good people. In fact, they're some of the best. I have received most of my support from the American public. That's why, but even if it wasn't that, I would not permit insults to any kind of culture in this place, because it's wrong. It isn't, but if that's your first comment in my stream, then you're gonna get removed. Forte, if you found a glitch, do not abuse it, report it straight to the devs. Do not abuse or exploit glitches. Your account can get taken down for that, alright? It's your choice whether to listen to me or not. I mean, I'm a very straightforward and stand-up guy, but I'll say, look, if you found something, don't report it to me. Go straight to the devs. Unless it's game-breaking, don't report it to me. Go straight to the devs, tell them about it, and let them know so that they can fix it. And remember, do not exploit any glitches or anything like that that'll give you an advantage. Once you do, and you are caught, and they ban your account, you can't come to me and say, Robot, why was my account taken away? Alright, don't do that. Yeah, the Malevolent is kind of for everybody. And quite frankly, I feel like Glay does better with it because she can take advantage of limitless ammo. And yes, we don't have a build out for Malevolent yet. I will work on it at a later time. I'm currently working on the A-TAMS. And since we're almost finished, it's time to go back. No, of course not, Eric. There are male descendants, but unfortunately, the male descendants are not quite as strong right now. That's why we're asking the devs to finally buff the male descendants, which we're hoping will start with Blair, since Ultimate Blair is coming soon. So it's not that you're locked into a female descendant, but they are the most efficient right now. So we want to do stuff efficiently. This is how we do it. Okay, all this is set. What did I want for the last spot? I think I will try to increase the critical rate further. There we are. That should work. Actually, wait. Ah, that's such a waste. I just realized that is a bit of a waste. It would have been better to have focus insight. But never mind, we'll go with this first. I could spend another catalyst later. MP Collector is not getting nerfed, it's just bugged at the moment. If something is getting nerfed, I will tell you. So please remember that. What's endgame? Endgame is just farming whatever activities you want. There's a variety of activities that I would consider endgame, but some people like endgame is hard to define. I'll tell you that much. So farm, get strong. It's just like any other progression game. That's the simplest way to think about it. Nick, if there was such an announcement, you'd see a video about it on my channel. There's been nothing announced, nothing new, other than the latest hotfix. Similar to Warframe, yes. No, I think you may just think it's working, but it's actually not. So, MP Collector appears to still be bugged, and they haven't addressed it yet. But if it's working for you, then good. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, let's try this out now. Now... do we even need this? I'll think about it. Okay, this is fine. This is set. 83.8%. It should, yes. I'm assuming that it will, but I'm probably going to level Ultimate Blair from the ground up. And Austin, nobody said anything about this yet. It's just a lot of people crying for her to be nerfed. But again, nerfs are detrimental to any game, so I would hope that that's not the case. Either way, I haven't seen anything official about it. So there's no new announcements in the Discord or things like that. Keep in mind that I don't take information on Reddit or any of that kind of nonsense as fact. I only wait for an actual post by the devs. Well, I suggest you ask that in the Discord, Austin. Asking me is pointless. I don't deal with those kinds of people. I don't deal with the criers. If the criers want to cry, let them cry. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to figure out the most overpowered builds for everything. So why worry? You know, like, no matter how much you try and curb power, we're going to find ways to get power. You know, there's nobody on the planet that's going to be like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to not get power. Like, doesn't work that way. It has never worked that way and will never work that way. And to an extent, I can understand why Serena needs that treatment. Yeah, I get it. She's super, super freaking strong or whatever. But this is not how... That didn't do shit. That still took 2 shots, so is it because I didn't put a maxed out toxic thing here? Because I have everything here that is necessary. So is a 1-shot really possible? We shall see. Let's find out. I think the only way is if I up my toxic damage to an insane amount.
I will cleanse this place.
But in which case, this thing is going to be useless for other stuff. Okay, yeah, so if I get a crit and it hits the crit right on the money, then that's the only way. So it has to be with a crit. Alright, understood. You're going to do it again. Nope, if I miss the weak spot, that's not going to happen. But let's try it now on the ground with just...
We will not fail.
Not even using Ascension there. What is the trigger condition? So if I just trigger this here, let me shoot his kneecap because this will be easier to see. The answer is always 10. Now she's just working on stuff. Oh, it's because I cast the prayer. I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So no matter what, I have to be in the air when I do it. Yep, got that. Okay, so that was a weak spot, but without a crit. It would hit for about 25 mil, but it's still not maximum. So what is the actual cause here? What's the cause? What's the effect? Okay, so if I'm in the air and it triggers perfectly, then I can deal like 139 mil. Okay.
It is time for your judgment.
Hi Wolf, I don't have any suggestions yet. I may in future, but I haven't played Haley in the new update, so I do apologize for that, but yeah. I got nothing for her. It would take 2 shots if I don't crit. I must crit in order to do that, okay? Yeah, it's the toxic attack and the crit damage, so... No, the faster spawn is intentional. It's in the patch notes, Windy City, which is why I say check the patch notes, guys. Yeah, basically, like, this is why this, No, the reload will not affect anything. I mean, I can choose to reload with it if I don't kill it in one shot, but basically, the thing is that all these people claiming all this one-shot BS, it's like, yes, if you crit. So is it consistent? Because the thing is, the thing with these builds, right, is consistency. Like, is it gonna be absolutely consistent, or are we just bullshitting? Now, what I am gonna do is I am going to try the alternative side of the argument. We're gonna switch this core to a blue core, and we're gonna go for toxic attack, obviously. So this one will not up the firearm, but it will up the elemental side of things, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna do that. I'll stick with firearm attack until I get a good toxic roll, though. And unfortunately, this is kind of the problem. People have to keep on rolling until they get, like, good rolls. So it's not like it's cheap core-wise either. Well, I mean, this is why I say a lot of people don't, you know, don't tell you the truth. Like, they claim that this is a one-shot. Yeah, you can do this, but they just showed you a clip of them one-shotting. You have to do the testing. This is why I say don't trust all this rubbish that you see out there. Why bother watching these people that buy their views? Do you know that you can just hit the... Do you know how they get, like, their 20,000 views? They literally just buy their views by hitting the promote button on YouTube. Every single one of us can just pay for it on YouTube. You can literally do that. It's so easy to do so. All right, I can go right now into my YouTube dashboard, right now, hit a promote button on my video, and it's going to get dozens and dozens of views. And that's how they do it. That's how they do it. Okay? They design their content in that way so that they can straight up lie to you. Because the faster that they lie to you, the better. And yes, while that is possible, Craig, what I'll say is that you have to build for it. In case you don't recall, that was built with electric. This is built with toxic. And we're talking different things here. We're looking at the Tormentor one-shots. You got to understand that all these things right now, right, you can build specifically for one thing. Also, FYI, Deathstalker only has slightly more hit points than, yep, full build designed specifically for that, right? And plus with a Luna too. These are factors that are different from what the average person goes through. So yeah, you can literally just promote on YouTube. I just checked the function right now. You can just hit any video and just promote. And there you go. All right? It's that simple. I just checked it to make sure it's still there, and yes, it is. So, with all due respect, guys, I don't trust anything other than what I test myself. Now, that being said, I am going to test this out now. Yep.
Would you like to access the laboratory?
But anyway, let's not focus on what other people do, all right? Let's focus on what I'm doing because, like I said, I've seen these videos. I've seen the same things you've seen. Don't waste time with that nonsense. What we're going to do is we're going to do the real boots on the ground testing. We're going to do the real test here so that I can show you how it really works, all right? And it's not like I haven't built this perfectly either. Now, the only thing is inside focus to up my crit rate, but at the end of the day, we got to try and crit, right? Because if we don't crit, then, you know, it doesn't end. So, again, we summon good old Tormentor. He is invul. Alright, here we go. Okay, so that one would have taken him out. And the toxic ticks, the etc. damage goes all the way to like 141 million. So, fair enough. Let's see if we can get it consistent. We're going to restart the damage again. do this again. Jay Voorhees, I wouldn't do that either because that's considered unprofessional. What I would say is decide for yourself. If you try out their stuff and you start to realize it doesn't work, they're probably lying to you. And also, you'll eventually be able to see it because player count will be dropping, but these people will still get 20, 30, 40,000 views on their videos. Sometimes they'll even get like 10,000 views within 24 hours when someone like me only gets like 6, 7K views, but mine is like more normal because I don't promote or don't pay money for my views. That's why you see so many people here, because I just get legit views. Like, what I get is what I get. I make money from that. I mean, you can go ahead and do that, but I don't think one-shotting Deathstalker is the way to go, because quite frankly, you can do it with Ancient Knight. But anyway, point is, you do whatever you want to do, but I wanted to use the A-TAMS for this specifically. See if it would really work. I built it like this just to prove whether or not it was possible. And the best components that I recommend for Glade, just check my build video. Sinclair, you never need to ask me these types of questions. Just go straight to the build video, check the build video. Look for my Glade and Last Dagger build, everything is explained. Every build video that I do is longer than everybody else's because I actually go into detail. I'll explain everything step by step. Just don't go to the section, screenshot, and go. Listen to all the explanations. 30 minutes of your time, but I promise you, you'll know everything after that. So, go check out my video, and that's all you need to do. Never ask on stream because you don't have to. Even if you ask on stream, I'll send you back to the video because there is no point. Everything that you need is discussed in the video. And what's a one-shot? A one-shot is anything over 97 million, because that's how much hit points this guy has.
Face the flames.
So if I deal, for example, 122 million, that's a one-shot right there. Anyway, we've sort of understood it. Let's go see the actual. Because now we've done the practice, let's go do the actual. Because actual is always different from practice. Well, you are about to see it, Emin. You're about to see it in action. You have to get the timing right, but yeah.
Face the flames.
Oh, missed that shot. Whoops.
My
Nope,
shield.
missed the shot again. Okay. His movement is annoying. Do I have to charge up early, is the question. Or can I just do it boots on the ground? I'll think about it. Hold on. There'll be a specific timing at which I have to trigger it. Because if he moves and moves forward, that's going to be problematic because of the distance in the actual arena. I'll figure it out myself, Vindy. Thank you. Please do not give me any advice unless I ask for it, and I'll tell you why. Because if I can't figure it out myself, then that is the average person's experience. The average person's experience is that they have to figure it out for themselves as well. Drop off range, you don't need to worry about it. So please do allow me to figure things out on my own, yeah? It's quite important.
Do not fall.
Nope, missed the spot.
Let me go. Death to the rock.
I wonder. Cores are not random whenever you craft a weapon, no. Each weapon has the exact cores. So even if you craft another weapon, it'll have the same core types. The core types, FYI. All of this is covered in my core guide, which if you haven't watched, I suggest you watch.
We can do it.
I wonder. Damn it. I think I have to be in the air to do it, which is annoying. Either way, I don't have my buff anymore. Okay. The movement pattern of the boss will be the key thing. It has to be a crit, and it has to be with the movement pattern of the boss. Okay. Again. Well, multi-shot damage would always help. But it's only an extra 18% chance because it's not that you're getting an extra 50% chance. But we're not focusing on the multi-shot because the multi-shot multiplier is only 0.1. So whether I have it or not, it's the same. Like, I'm chill on that. Everything seems fine for now. Can't really complain. Okay, that's too high up. Nope. Nope. Okay. Because I need to fully charge this before actually shooting. So as cool as it is, I don't think it's that consistent. Like, I can get how it might be consistent for other characters or for other bosses if you can get the shot just right, but his head turns unless I go for the eyes, because his eyes, as far as I know, is a weak spot as well. And Bryman, that is some primary school level humor. Come on, do better, bro. That's not very cool, is it? Tempted to go for the chest instead. I need to find out what is easiest for the player to hit during the time that they have. Okay, time to wait. Okay, so I can one-shot him, but he has to, like, move. It has to be right on point with the shoulder. So there's a one-shot right there. How is that beating my highest score? It's 3 seconds. I've done that before. Okay, that's whatever. I mean, I'm sure that you could get a 1-second kill if you tried hard enough, but consistently speaking, it's one shot. You have to crit, and you have to actually hit that particular spot. So
Impudent bastards. Face the flame.
why don't I have a charging meter? What the hell? Huh? Am I... What? Dudes, did you guys see that? I don't have a charge meter. Why don't I have a charge meter? That's a bug and a half, huh?
New super chat received.
Thanks, Lewis, for the lovely super chat. Steve is a fine name. I don't believe it's MP, no, because I've got more than enough MP in this build, like legit. I have tons of MP in this build. It is impossible to drain it. I know it uses MP to charge, dude, but did you not see the part where I was in the lab? I've got more than enough MP, man. I've got way more than enough MP. Because don't forget, I've got maximized conservation on this as well. So it's strange. That is a visual bug that they should be fixing this bug instead of worrying about Season 3. It is a visual bug, yeah, unfortunately. But it's just a visual bug. I'm certain of that. That, unfortunately, is what they should be focused on. You know? It's like, what the hell, man?
Into the light.
There we go, one shot.
Down.
If you only had one shot, would you take it? Now it's telling me I've beaten my score. It was the same score. This game, I swear to God. They're going by the milliseconds now. I know the charged sniper forgot that it's a sniper. It amuses me greatly. All right, again. This is the Sisters of Battle. So you ever played Warhammer 40K or stuff like that? Because if you haven't, then that's literally what I painted her based on. No. Yeah, okay. That failed. No crit. And bugged again. Ha! That's so funny. Well, the toxic core would be a bit more consistent, yes. But the fact that the sniper rifle forgets that it's a charged sniper is very awkward. Like, I can still kill it, but it's so sad.
I have punished the wicked.
Mr. Buckeye Boy, we're discussing TFD right here. I don't know why you're trying to drag the topic to something else, but dude, trying to spam that in my chat, like, if you want to have a conversation, come back and have a conversation about the game. We're all trying to talk about the game right now, so please, out you go. Yeah, there are some bugs with this, but what I guess I'm trying to prove here today is that, is it really a one-shot every time? I mean, yes. I one-shotted it twice, but you know, it's not consistent. It's not like you can do this every time. In fact, if you want consistent results, my last dagger is far more consistent. So people who are saying A-TAMS is great, like, yes, it's powerful, but it's more Serena that's powerful. If you actually look at it, right? You have to aim perfectly and get it just right on the shoulder. No crit. You see, if there's no crit, then you don't kill it. Like, that's just how it goes. No crit means no kill. Even if I charge it up all the way, if I'm not in the air, and without my buff, it doesn't do shit. See?
My shield.
So A-TAMS is not the OP thing. It's actually Serena herself that is absolutely OP. Because the sniper rifle is not actually, like, doing all this. So, look, if people want to say that this sniper is OP, it's not. Well, Craig, as per my gun build, if you see the video, yes, go check that. I'm using the same thing. It's the same gun build, man. You cannot use A-TAMS on Haley because A-TAMS requires charging. Once you switch over to Haley's Zenith, there's no charging. So the power of the A-TAMS is the charging. You can use her with a lot of guns. She's a cool gun descendant. But just don't fall for the whole, like, this is a guaranteed one shot. You're gonna one shot every single time.
Not fall.
Like, it just doesn't happen. If I crit,
Purification.
there you go. Exactly. It's Serena's 4 because it's all the skill damage. The A-TAMS itself is not it. Well, Lord Rain, I would say, hold on, before I show it to you. Do you know how to look up a Sister of Battle? If you search Sisters of Battle on Google, like literally the first result that you're going to get is what a Sister of Battle looks like, which is essentially this. I think this would work. Copy image link. Can I copy the image address? Yes, I can. Okay. Here we go. Here you go, pal. Let me see if that worked on my YouTube. Just so you can see it. Oh, it didn't work. Damn it. Okay, never mind. I will just show it on my PC then. Because it'll be a lot easier if I just show it to you guys. 1 second. That should work. So these are the Sisters of Battle. And this specifically... Oh. There we go. Can we get this pulled up? Yeah, there we go. So this is the color scheme that I'm using for Serena. So if you look up Sisters of Battle, then this is it. So this is the exact same thing we're doing. You can paint it up your way, but like your goal is to just get her as close to a Sister of Battle as possible. So it's gonna look something like this, all right? You can get the paints yourself, but adjust it accordingly to taste. Basically, you want to have that black body, the reds here to show off Order of the Bloody Rose and all that. I mean, I'm 95% certain they literally took a Sister of Battle and just chucked it in. And again, I'm glad you like my content. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they just took a Sister of Battle and put it in. But anyway, you can tell that my build on Serena is no different from the one-shot ones because I built it on stream and you know what it can do with the last dagger. So it's not like the build is any different or in any way, shape, or form changed from any of the other one-shotters out there. But the problem is consistency. Because as far as I can tell, a drop shot's not going to work on this. And it has to be on the shoulder perfectly. So getting it right is going to be annoying, but possible. You're talking about this one? Because yes and no. Kinda, but not really. Like, to be honest, this is much more consistent. This one, I painted up more like the Ebon Chalice guys, but, you know, this is actually much more consistent. And, of course, you can make her Adeptus Custodes as well, now that she's shiny and golden. But, yeah, I like this one. This one is very Sisters of Battle. Okay, again, let's get this technique right. But remember, since female Adeptus Custodes exist, you can choose that. I think Serena has one of the nicest default skins, but that could also be because she doesn't have any of the so-called spicy skins that all the other Descendants have. No special swimsuit skin, no twisted worship skin. I don't know why they don't make them retroactive, but I think that they should. Of course, my gun decides to forget that it is a charge-based gun. I hate missing the shoulder. That's the only thing. Such a pain. Nope. That is an irritation. I wonder, should I go for a different shoulder or a different bit? I'm not sure. You should test it. You should test it yourself because I have not used the A-TAMS with Glay. I don't use snipers with Glay anyway. I could test it at a later time, but that's not my current. What suggestion would you like to make, Austin? It has, yeah, it's a bit difficult to aim perfectly. But getting the crit is what is the true perfection. That's the annoying part. A static target in the lab is great, but here it's very different.
Do not fall.
There we go.
I have punished.
I'm gonna try different methodologies because rather than moving to the side, what if I just stand and spot? If you're talking about conditional recharge and therefore dropping your hit points to half so that you can use walk a tightrope, it's okay, but it's you still need a crit. I'm 95% certain you still need a crit, dude. Because no matter what, you're gonna need that. Because without the crit, your damage is nowhere near enough. Unless you're telling me that you can guarantee a crit with this, which you can't with even with walk a tightrope. Yeah, that might not be so wise. Haley versus Tormentor, never tried.
A victory for humanity.
Actually, edging shot might be the thing. I've got inside focus, but not edging shot. I forgot that we have edging shot. I actually literally forgot about it. I actually might put on edging shot. No, it's just the crit. It's just whether I crit or not. I can get the aim consistent. But I'm gonna swap out inside focus for edging shot. Because actually, yes, you are right. That might actually give me more. I literally forgot it existed. That actually might work. Yep, critical hit rate's now 95%. You still, now keep in mind that it will not be 100%. No, you don't need both. Because no matter what, right, a Colossus has what we call critical resistance. Even if you have 100% critical hit rate, which is maximized, you cannot one-shot every single time. You might get a very lucky streak of maybe 20 one-shots in a row with perfect aim, but your 21st could fail. Because no matter what, a Colossus has a certain amount of critical hit resistance, which is a value that you cannot determine. You could calculate it over a very, very long test, but it's complex. I'm not wasting that amount of time. But yes, that's the thing that does exist. So don't forget, no matter, even if you have a 100% crit rate, you cannot actually guarantee that you will defeat a particular Colossus. It just doesn't work that way. No! I should have been patient with that shot. Even not fully charged, it was still absolutely wipe him.
Punish the wicked.
Like, you don't even need a full charge. But yes, this is something that everybody should know. You are aware, like, try it for yourself. Go get 100% crit rate, right? And go and spawn a Colossus in the lab. You will still not crit, even with 100% crit rate. The best way is Viesa, because Viesa can actually, like, reach that, you know? Listen, Mr. Tomato, you can make your own judgments, but I'm here to show people reality. So call me what you want, but if you're only here to insult, then get the hell out of my stream. My A-TAMS build will be revealed on my channel once we've gone through the testing. Please understand that we are testing right now so that we can get consistency. Ultimately, we do this because we want consistency for everybody. Okay, that was a crit right there, but it wasn't on the shoulder. So I didn't get the weak point multiplier.
As quiet as a monster.
See, what we do here is we're not trying to be, you know, doing it in 1 second or, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm not just going to show you one clip of it. All right. So, Mr. Tomato, here's a 24-hour chat ban. Don't come back until you learn how to apologize. All right. If you don't know how to speak to people, get the hell out of my stream. Simple. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time.
Impudent bastard.
And don't be a piece of shit, yeah? Now, coming back to the point, the thing is that what I do here is to make sure that everybody can do the same thing. I do not want a situation where I show you one clip. Do you know why they don't demonstrate it live like I do? Because they're afraid. If they demonstrate it live, you see that one, even with 95% crit rate, we didn't hit a crit until the third shot. So this is the difference. Like, no matter how many times you hit it, you may not actually get it when push comes to shove. So just be aware of that. And if you don't get the crit, you don't kill it. We don't know how much crit resistance this guy has. So that's the reason why all these videos are all edited. They're all chopped up. But have you noticed that my videos aren't like that? I literally shoot the whole thing in one take because I'm not going to go in and show you that, oh yeah, I did this in 1 second. You know, have you noticed that they'll put like the clip first, then they'll say, oh, how is this done? Blah, blah, blah. Then they'll show you in the lab, but they won't actually log in and do it like right there and then. But I do. What's the difference? I don't fake my shit. You have to be able to show people consistency. You have to be able to show people reality. And in my personal opinion, the A-TAMS is not that great. Like, sure, you can one-shot, and it's cool for trick shot videos, but it's a buggy mess in my opinion. Like, you can one-shot like that if you're lucky. But is it more consistent than the last dagger? I don't know. I don't know. You know? Like, you can trick shot like that. Yeah, 2-second kill, 1-second kill. Sounds great. You know, you get your aim perfect. No. Nobody can reach 100% crit. Haley can reach 100% crit, but you still won't guarantee a crit no matter what. Even if you go over 100% crit, the maximum that the game caps you at is 100%. Then from that 100%, they take away the crit resistance. Crit resistance for different, like, Colossi could be 30%. Did you know, for example, that Gluttony has like 50 or 60% crit resistance for skills? And skill critical resist is different from firearm critical resist as well. Ah. The Enzo buff helps, but it will not change things. Now that was off center, so there you go.
A victory for humanity.
If you think so, Rami. But you know, if I'm a fool, why are you guys all so, you know, obsessed with me that you have to come here and try to dissuade me from proving to the audience that things don't work? Which creator are you trying to defend, Mr. Rami? So you can call me a fool if you like, pal, but the door's over there. Yet you guys are the ones watching my stream, buffing it up. You can hate watch me all you like. All you're doing is making me greater. So thank you very much for proving, once again, that I'm the greatest creator of TFD. Best creator ever. Thank you so much, Rami. That's what you're doing. I live rent-free in their heads. Now, if you guys want to see the difference with the last dagger, I can absolutely do that as well. So we'll switch the last dagger on right now. So it's the same build that I showed you guys. Okay, this is the exact same build that I used with the last dagger. Here's a thumb, Rami. Everybody, let's give a round of applause for Rami. All right, there you go. I live so rent-free in these guys' heads, right? That the only way that, like, literally these other creators have to send these people, you know, to harass me every time, because that's all they can do. Ancient Knight is great, this Paradise. And by the way, it is ideal. Wait till you see what I can do with the Ancient Knight.
It is time for your judgment.
Alright, you ain't seen my build yet. Okay, this is with Last Dagger. Alright, with Last Dagger, what I do, if you want the consistency, is just that. You can basically spray him down, and he dies off. Even if you miss all your shots, like, if you don't hit the weak spot, the last dagger is very consistent. Like, you can repeat this over and over and over again. So it takes about 4 or 5 seconds. You can get 3 seconds, 2 seconds. It just depends on how you want to do it, you know. But yeah. But anyway, I would think that that's how it would work for Glay. That's just the way it is, you know. And yeah, if it would be better if it worked for Glay. But there it is. There it is. I'm doing great, Dark Death. Having a ball of a time. 153, now 158 viewers on my live stream. Greatest content creator of all time. Can't really complain, can I?
We can do it.
Like, and this is with me missing all the shots on, like, the shoulder. You'll still be able to get very consistent timings, you know? So, no matter what, you're still going to be able to get the timings that you need and do whatever you want to do. So this is the sort of like the maximum time. If you have to reload, it's about 8 seconds. The longest time I had was about 10 seconds, and that is completely missing every single shot. But yeah, this is the Serena gun build that I posted like literally yesterday, Failure. So check my YouTube channel. Everyone can have this build. Plain and simple. Like, your fastest timing is going to be like 3-4 seconds if you get all your shots on the shoulder. So if you want consistency, you can use the last dagger. But the A-TAMS is like if you want to go for the trick shots. Shing! Like, what I like to do is I like to do it this way. So I just go around side like that. He just dies. Sharon can snipe, but it won't be enough. You see, that's the problem. Because Sharon is only adding to the base firearm attack. But what's actually powerful here, what's actually killing this dude is not Sharon's build or her ability. Sharon cannot do this, unfortunately. Only Serena can, because it's her skill damage that's actually going through the roof. If you were to go into the lab and test it, right? Best builds around, Vesta, because we actually test the real, and that's why I'm not afraid to go into the actual thing. Because, like, for me, I'll do it. I will actually do it, you know, live, and I will actually show you guys how it works. That's through Firing Fiesta. So the Firing Fiesta module is what is causing that. I can show you again in a second. Just give me a moment.
We can do it.
There we go.
Ask
yeah, Firing Fiesta module. Did you check the build yesterday, Sir Gus? I'm gonna ask you this question first before I show it to you, but did you check the build yesterday? Because if you did not check yesterday's video, Dark Death, don't engage with the guy. Haven't you noticed I'm ignoring him? Don't engage with the guy. It's a waste of your time. Did you check my build video yesterday, Sir Gus? Because if you did not, then I would suggest you actually check the video from yesterday, because it will actually be extremely important. Okay. Please watch that video because it will help you. But basically, the core of it is that when you use Firing Fiesta along with Serena's 3, you're reloading the gun, therefore triggering the effect of Serena's Firing Fiesta. All of this is explained in the video yesterday. Please watch yesterday's video. You don't need to ask these kinds of things on stream, because everything you need is all in the build videos. Unlike others, I will actually go through step by step by step, which is why my whole video is so long. Now, if you just take the modules and bounce, unfortunately, that's not going to help you. My vids are long because they have to be. What you must do is learn. If you learn through my build videos, I promise you, you'll actually get the results you want. And like I said, I can show you in the lab anytime. I can show you in the lab. Now, assuming you can get... Now, this, like I said, the lab, you can aim everything at his shoulder because he doesn't move around in the lab. But when he's actually moving around, it's a lot more difficult to actually keep your hits on him, on his actual, like, shoulder point and stuff. Actually... I might drop my mouse sensitivity. Sorry. I just thought of that. Why don't I just drop my mouse sensitivity? I could do that, can't I? Okay. Mouse sensitivity. Let me drop both a little bit. 3 points should be enough. But anyway. Leon, don't engage. Do not engage. Guys, when I say ignore the troll, just ignore it. You give him attention. That's exactly what he wants. Why do you think he's here? Why do you think he's here? Even my mod's ignoring him. So... Why engage? Don't engage. do you want our community? Let me ask you guys a question. I'll ask you guys an honest question right now. Do you want our community to be exactly like all the other communities out there? Do you want us to be garbage like them? Do you want us to be literal human garbage? I don't want to be human garbage. I want to be human, right? So if we don't want to be like other communities out there, then let's go our way, all right? If somebody needs to be told off, I'll tell them off. You guys just chill and enjoy the show, all right? I'm here to help. Remember that. So keep it chill. I know it's frustrating when, you know, your favorite guy gets trash talked or whatever, but I'm confident in myself and I'm confident in you. So don't get mad. Why get mad? Why get angry? You know, we're living life. We're enjoying our life. So don't worry about it. Now, Nero, I'm glad you're a new viewer, but please understand that I have a contract with Nexon. I am required to have a clean stream, so I'm going to remove your message right now. All right. If you want to talk about cake or whatever, please visit the bakery. Please visit the bakery. All right. Please visit the bakery. Here, we keep it chill. We focus on the game. So thank you. I hope you understand that. Now, let's carry on with the actual game. So, you guys asked about Serena and everything, right?
Impudent bastard.
So jump, we trigger. Now, if I don't trigger the reload, I don't have Firing Fiesta. But once I trigger this, I can fire for 3 seconds. This is all thanks to Firing Fiesta. All right, and I racked up 181 million damage. But if you actually take a look at the numbers, what is strong is the skill damage. My firearm, my last dagger only dealt 44 million, and this is with a full toxic loadout. If you actually look, it's skill damage of 137 million. So it's her skill. Serena is the one that's actually doing all the damage, and that's the crucial key. So now that you understand that, your methodology in any of these fights is very simple. Ascension, jump. This, all right. Take aim, you reload, and then you start busting. You fire like that, there you go. Just like that, 195 million damage within the 3 seconds of you firing that gun. Thanks to Serena's skills. 143 million comes from her skills, and there you go. That's the power. Yeah, some guy called Mad on TikTok is mad. Bye, nobody cares about you. But at the end of the day, you see, people will try to get a rise out of you all the time, and no problem, alien. That's what I'm here to do. I'm the best for a reason, you know? That's why all others are garbage. Don't waste your time with them. Just come here, enjoy the show. Because we're here to help. We show you the real, we show you the reality, we show you how it's done, how it works. We remove all the smoke and mirrors, because my job here is not to be better than you guys. My job is not to lord it over you guys. You know, my job is very simple. I'm going to show you how things work, how it all comes together, how we put the builds together, whether it's consistent, whether it's real, whether or not you can get the same results. It's all very simple, very straightforward. And then once I show it to you, I'll say, okay, so you can do this, but you can't just, you know, go in and absolutely own it or whatever. You gotta understand that there is some consistency, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is all down to one particular factor or another factor, etc., so on and so forth. Well, not really, because her ability isn't triggered by a slap. It's triggered by actually shooting the gun. No, Painted Beats, I haven't, because I think ammo will be a serious issue. And even if you did play it with the Relic, the big thing that you got to understand is that it is not necessary. However, what I do plan on doing is playing her with Malevolent, which has just as much crowd clear as the Relic, but doesn't exactly require me to worry about it, you know?
Do it.
So that's what I'm thinking about. No, my gun is bugged and won't charge. No charge. Oh well. That's so funny. This buggy A-TAMS is just absolutely hilarious. Look at it.
My shield.
So if your A-TAMS gets bugged, nothing you can do. I think that they need to solve this A-TAMS bug. Because as cool as it is, like, even if you count to 3 or whatever, I don't think you're actually getting a charge on it. It's literally just not charging, which I think is very interesting. So this A-TAMS bug, yeah, it's gonna take some time before it actually like gets fixed. Now, if it could charge properly, I think the consistency would be better. Well, this paradise, that's the thing. We show people the real deal. That's why it's important to tune into the live streams, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot about how certain things work, and, you know, like I said, we do the testing live. I'm happy to show the testing live because there's nothing to hide. Information, knowledge, there's no need to hide it. And, you know, some people say, oh, I try to gatekeep by sending people to my videos. Actually, the whole reason to be sent to the videos is because everything is, you know, shown in the videos. Hence why we do it that way. Didn't crit on that one, unfortunately. Crit on that one. I wouldn't know, Ray, because I have not built that gun. Maybe in future, but I haven't heard anything about it being absolutely awesome, so yeah. So if you guys want consistency, I think the A-TAMS is not the right way to go. You can build it up, max out its power, and do all that, but I think that regardless, A-TAMS is just not the right way to go. I'm going to switch back to inside focus, actually, because the edging shot might be reducing my firepower a little bit, which is offsetting what I wanted. But either way, yeah. I'm going to switch back to inside focus, but we just got to make sure that we hit the shot perfectly. You can do it. Like, it's not like I haven't shown you guys a couple of 2-second kills and whatnot. So you can do it, but I would say we just got to be cautious.
We will not fail.
Theoretically, yes, you could. A modless dagger would work. Oops. Yeah, I didn't crit on that.
Let her go.
Floating off the map. This is actually kind of hilarious. I kind of like this. I feel like a paratrooper.
Purification.
Yeah, I do kind of love that speed surge as well. All right, let me go back to inside focus. Okay, and again. Actually, I wonder about something. Hold up. Oh, wait. Is fire rate actually important? Yeah, I'll keep this there for now because I haven't upgraded the alternative. It kind of is laid back. I mean, ultimately, this is a trick shot. It is a trick shot whereby if you happen to hit the crit right there. So somebody already mentioned yesterday in my stream that, you know, it was like a 55% chance of it happening, and I kind of agree now. You know, if you want consistency, the last dagger is far more consistent. But I do want to test out the A-TAMS so that I can bring the reality to you guys. You can, but you have to build specifically for it. So I would advise like building specifically for the Deathstalker, meaning that you have to get like electric and all that kind of stuff in. If you do, you can probably get a pretty consistent slay on it, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, you'll probably actually like, assuming if you don't crit, unfortunately, right? You know, you're gonna be better off just using the last dagger or whatnot. It just makes a lot more sense. Why do you use the purple shield mod instead of the HP one? Okay, because you're using overwhelming HP, Benjamin. This is actually explained in the module section. You want as much shields as possible to convert to HP. So you can test it for yourself, but I tested all the different modules. The best combination to give yourself the maximum HP is that one. You can try other modules, but you'll actually end up with less hit points. So that's the reason why. You're trying to find the best way of combining your modules, all right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to combine your modules so that you get the best possible result. I hope that makes sense. So when trying to combine the modules so that I get the best possible result, that specific combination is what gets it for me.
My shield falters.
Yeah, this is a bit of a pain. I may as well just use Ancient Knight. Screw this.
It is time for your judgment.
Die! This is always fun to use. But yeah, the main damage is coming from Serena's skill anyway, so you're probably not going to see too much use out of any of the other weapons. Like A-TAMS, it's fun, but that's all it is. It's really fun. It's really just fun.
Ask one.
Technically speaking, Lord Rain, yes it can, because the main damage is coming from Serena's skills anyway, but you want the Last Dagger because the Last Dagger is some of the fastest fire rate. Unfortunately, if you use the Enduring Legacy, you're not going to get the same fire rate that you need, so your kill is going to take longer anyway. But I would really recommend using the Last Dagger. No problem, Benjamin. We're the best for a reason. Welcome and enjoy. Thunder Cage is utterly useless. Nobody ever uses it, but you can use it if you want to. I'm not going to stop you, but just be aware that it's not a great option right now. Okay, Slump, so I hope that helps. Now we're going to do it again, but this time I'm just going to mess around my Ancient Knight. Can even change the arcade tuning tree to this. Oh, I cannot switch it right now. Lol. That's fine. We can still do it this way. Ancient Knight requires multi-hit to be fully useful. In fact, let me just exit and we'll try it with the Ancient Knight, just for hilarity's sake. The Last Dagger itself is still also pumping out damage. Don't forget, it's dealing like 44 million damage, so it's contributing at least 1/3 of his hit point damage. So if you try it with the Enduring Legacy, although Serena's skills could carry, you may not be getting the same damage. And also, the base damage of the weapon drastically affects Serena's skills, because Serena's skill, don't forget, is based on... Actually, wait, sorry. The person who asked if you could use a modless dagger, my apologies, I forgot. The explosion damage is based on your firearm damage, so you cannot use an unmodded weapon. You still have to use a fully modded weapon. However, you can use a different weapon. Ultimately, the explosion damage is your firearm damage multiplied by your damage multiplier. So this is quite important. So when you're looking at this skill, that is the crucial key. So you still have to have a modded gun. Sorry that I said the incorrect thing. I only just realized. So, okay, we have all this, and we're going to switch the arcade tuning over to multi-hit, because multi-hit factor is better for this. So if you're going to use Ancient Knight, you can still pull it off. It won't be as quick, but you can still pull it off. Yeah, you have to have two builds. One for crit, one for multi-hit. And no problem, laid back. Like I said, I'm here to help. But yeah, there are much better weapons, Slump, than the Thunder Cage, so I would suggest building them up now. If you haven't played since it released, then, well... If you're getting back in, you got a long road ahead of you. Thankfully, all the builds you'll need are on my channel. Make sure you have your ultimate bunny, follow my build, go farm everything you need, you'll be good to go. Okie dokie day. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. Alright. Now, when you want to use the Ancient Knight, you can still get very, very consistent, like, attacks on this, which is pretty darn cool, and there you go. So you can still use the Ancient Knight, and this is a fire-focused Ancient Knight. I built this solely with fire damage. Alright, I don't have any extra damage in there. So there you go. Arcane with the gifted memberships. You kind soul. What's up, man? How are you doing today, and how was your work day yesterday?
A new member has arrived. A new member has arrived.
Yes. But yeah, you can literally take on Tormentor with this and just chill. Super slow at work? I see. That's good. You have time to relax. Well, I'm assuming you do.
A new member has arrived.
Purification.
There you go. Ancient Knight can just take out anything. The A-TAMS is cool, but it's just a gimmick.
A new member
No,
has
it would be better
arrived.
if you had Toxic, but you see, here's the problem. The Ancient Knight was designed as a fire gun anyway. So if I were to put Toxic on it, because don't forget, the Ancient Knight has a natural fire attack. So that's why I leaned into it. But theoretically, you would have to structure it for the element that you want. But once you put in a particular element, then it's only going to be good for enemies that are weak to that element. So please recognize that. Therefore, I'm saying that for the Ancient Knight, you don't even have to care. You can just go ahead and start busting. You know, that's what I'm trying to say here. You can literally just go in and bust.
A new member has arrived.
Thanks, Arcane. Appreciate. Very nice of you. Very kind of you. Okay, just to gift him out.
A new member has arrived.
Revolt. 0.286 is larger than 0.28. Dude. What the hell? Hey. 0.286 is a larger number. How can you say the latter is better? It's a larger number. Yo, what are your schools teaching you guys? Hey. Y'all cannot be this bad at mathematics, okay? How can anyone be bad at math? Math is simple. Bigger number is better. Y'all need to talk to your teachers. Whoever taught you guys math, all right, needs to be adjusted. Arcane with another 5. Thank you very much.
A new member has arrived.
I know. I worry about whoever educated you guys. You should be able to sue your school if you can't figure that out. Whoever taught you shit, all right, you go back and you ask them, why are you so bad at teaching? Because I tell you, if I was in charge of teaching, all right, none of that would have ever happened. This is wrong, guys. Don't ever accept that. Absolutely, Revolt. Go back 15 years in the past and ask them, because everybody should know this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, technically speaking, that's not even math. That's just bigger number is better, you know? Guys, for most video games, you have to know the numbers. And if you don't know the numbers, it's not just video games. I worry because, look, whether you're running your own business or collecting your salary or counting your taxes or doing any of this, you require math. If you calculate wrong, you might be missing out on deductions that can be helping your income. You might be missing, somebody could be screwing you over. So you have to be good with numbers. Everybody needs math in life, guys. And there are a lot of free courses out there where you can take to help you with math. This is why when I do my proofs in the game, I always show the maths, how we derive it, things like that, because it's important. And if you cannot understand that, and I know I get a couple of comments where people don't understand it, but just remember, you need it for real life. Yes, you're not going to need to find a quadratic function. I get that. Okay, that part I know, not really very practical. Unless you're an engineer. But you do need to actually know, like, at least the very basics, because accounting is so crucial. Knowing the numbers for yourself is so crucial. And if you don't, I'm on a personal level worried, because I don't want somebody out there to cheat you. You know, I don't want somebody out there to be able to lie to you or give you a lower cut of your profits than you actually deserve. Especially if you ever, like, want to run your own business in future, or you want to go into business. I would suggest taking a couple of courses on this. Make sure your math skills are up to snuff, because you have to be able to calculate it. Yes, there are accounting softwares that do it for you, but if you do not know how those numbers are derived, accounting softwares can have errors. There can always be errors in code, software, things like this. If you cannot determine it for yourself, if the math isn't mathing, you have to be able to determine it yourself. So please be very careful, guys. I genuinely do worry about anyone that tells me they can't do math. You must be able to do math. All right. If you can't do, like, calculus, nobody's going to give a shit. You don't need calculus, but the basics, you got to have the basics at least. Okay. Because it's quite important. I promise you. You will not waste your time if you do that. And Emin's right. You can actually just go on YouTube. There are dozens of dudes, right, from India. And I actually love those videos. They teach you all the kind of stuff about math and stuff. Like, sometimes when I get confused about something, like I don't know how to work a formula backwards or whatever, or reverse engineer this and that, I'll go on one of those courses and I'll check it out. So how did this function go? And then I'll go through that and oh, okay. Then I can put the same function into Excel, and it just works that way. So yeah. I mean, this is... Eduardo, this is just normal advice that I would give to anybody. If somebody came up to me, you know, I mean, if they're joking, then, you know, it's just a joke. But if they telling me that they really, really have an issue, then I'm like, okay, you got to study. You know, I'm gonna help you out here because it's so important. Like, there's a lot of people that fall for scams in business, and in contract law, when you look at it, right, a lot of the time they have calculations and formulas for calculations in there stipulated in your contract for royalties, profits, things like that. If you cannot read and interpret them, you might, and they're often designed in a very confusing way, because you can create an exceptionally complex math formula that doesn't actually tell you anything. That actually could be simplified, but every function can be expanded for no reason. I'll just give you a very quick example in chat. 2 times 1 is 2, right? Okay, so this is a very simple function. You can ask an AI, but what if the AI is not always around to help you, right? But did you know that you can also expand this exact same function into 2 times, and then you could have a very complex calculation to equal 1, all right? Just to show you a very cheesy example, I could have something like that. And the derived outcome would still be 2, all right? This is how people can overcomplicate symbols, mathematics, things like that. So learning how to read math is important. You know, you just don't want to be cheated in life. So, yep. Now, if you get cheated on in life, I can't help you with that, okay? That's beyond my expertise. But just don't get cheated in life, okay? Anyway. Now that I've worked out the A-TAMS, and I'm super disappointed with it, because it's not a consistent one shot, I will now carry on with a little boss tour. So now we're going to use the Ancient Knight in... Now, somebody said that my builds won't work in team-based combat. So let's have a little fun with team-based combat.
New subscriber detected.
Okay, chat. What is 0 times 2? Two zeros. All right, all right. Good answer, good answer. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Everybody knows it's 0, but yes, very, very good answers in chat. All right, very good answers in chat. And if anyone genuinely thinks that 0 times 2 is anything more than 0, okay, you're gonna need them YouTube courses, man. You're gonna need them YouTube courses. Seriously, guys, take my advice. If you do not know the basics of math, please take a course. It will not be a waste of your time. I can bring you to the water. I can't make you drink. I get it. But please do check out at least a basic math course. I promise you it will help you. All right? If you feel confused about numbers or things like that and you had really bad teachers in school, I get it. Some of my teachers weren't great either. But you can learn on your own nowadays. And if you're ever confused about stuff, you know, or how a mathematical operation functions, you can ask in our chat. I do remember the 1 + 1 = window. That was always a fun one. You know, somebody asked me how my builds would function in multiplayer bosses. I don't think there's anyone even in multiplayer right now. Everybody's just soloing. Look at how long I'm waiting in this queue. But yes, I remember 1 + 1 = window. It's so funny. And, you know, those are jokes, but yeah. If you didn't do times tables, then you better start learning now. Never too late to start learning on your own, pal. It's like that song. It's not too late. It's never too late. Even if I say it'll be alright, still I hear you say.
Now, where was the next excavation region?
Where's the next excavation region? It is in the Forever Badlands. Well, that's also uncool, Emin. If you're in multiplayer, you're not there to laugh at people's damage. You are there to help them and be an angel of death. The acronym is PEMDAS, or BIDMAS, whichever one you want to use. It stands for parentheses, okay, exponents, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction. But yes, that was the order of operations.
Death to the corrupt.
Well, you're an engineer. You have to work a lot harder on your math because you have to make sure our shit doesn't collapse. So tensile strength, all that kind of stuff is going to help you. You need to know exactly what kind of weight certain materials can take, how it's going to figure when it goes out there. And even then, the reality might differ. So there you go. Brackets, I don't know what O stands for because ours was BIDMAS. Brackets, indices, multiply, divide, addition, subtraction. Neglect air resistance. Fair enough. Fair enough, Emin. And Ancient Knight is absolutely good, of course. Also, hold up, I need to go back to title screen. I accidentally restarted. I was supposed to go to the next boss. Whoops. I'm using the Ancient Knight right now, and I'll do it in multiplayer because I'm a badass like that. I am what you would call an ass bad. I'm the asses of bad. But what about indices? Indices or exponents are in the same category, so that's why it was BIMDAS. Brackets, indices, because don't forget exponents are a thing. Unless they stop teaching exponents in school, then I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it's a very odd way of teaching it because it should be BIMDAS or PEDMAS or PEMDAS or PIDMAS or whatever. That Emin is just weakness, bro. And that Craig is awesome. That's the way to do it. You don't know what an exponent is in math, Eduardo? Dude, engineering dude doesn't know what an exponent is? Come on, you know what an indices is, right? Exponents. Don't understand what's exponents. Don't lie to me, boy. And if you're not lying and you don't know what an exponent is, then holy hell, what kind of engineer are you gonna be? You guys are traumatizing me right now, okay? Traumatizing. There is nobody in matchmaking, nobody in matchmaking, nobody in matchmaking. Well, that puts an end to my boss tour of touring. Let's just go mess around with Deathstalker for fun. I see the clapper is here. Greetings.
Hello.
You probably spent the dollars, Emin. knowing you. Because today you asked for the first time, I don't understand Amorphous. Yes, because your way of grinding for characters is you grind in real life and then you swipe the card for the characters. Lol, Eduardo. Absolutely, I believe you 100%.
No, I got not to put money, but I did. Lol.
I mean, whatever works for you, Evan. It's cool. It's cool. I don't mind that. I mean, it's not like you're not supporting me, so go ahead, swipe as much as you like. Well, aren't you a lucky little nerd, Euphoria? Learning exponents in 6th grade. That's a grade of the 6th. Word gets up. Yes! All Serena assault. We are just so cool. How dare you not buy ultimate skins? Let's see my damage. 94 milli. Oh yeah. You know, in the past with Haley, when everybody was shooting, it used to be really good if you could do like 74 milli. But you can deal more than half her hit points. With my Ancient Knight build, I'm satisfied.
Be right back.
Take your time. By the way, I'm not against using AI and things like that to help you. Just like make sure you know it yourself, then absolutely use the AI. All right. I ask the AI for stuff all the time. Anyway, if anyone isn't supporting me yet, Nightbot just put up the link. Support me as a creator. Hit that link. It'd be awesome. Also, don't forget to check out my music on SoundCloud. Oh, I typed it wrong. No. SoundCloud. There we go. Retract. Retract. There we are. AI is a tool that will help you in your journey of being a badass. That's why I use it. Because it makes me more badass. Exactly, Eduardo.
Impudent bastards.
Float through the air with the greatest of ease. A daring young man on flying trapeze. And friends so graceful, all the girls he could please. Love he has taken away. Oh yeah! Alright, you guys. That enemy is dead. And no one else will ever survive. Oh yeah, 96 million damage. Hell yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. Craig. Old. No, I haven't 20k ounce. I may in future, but right now, eh. I'm sorry, I mean, my music is AI generated, so I view it as a useful tool. I like to bring good music to people, even if I use AI to generate it. See, I don't feel strongly or worried about AI. For me, it's just what I'd use to make my stuff. Unfortunately, creative, they won't do that because then their entire battle pass is free. As it is, they already return you, I believe, 60% of the cost. So you only end up spending $10 the first time, but you get back like $6. So realistically, your next option is like $4. So that's how it works. You should be able to if you're in the Asia region, unless I'm with one of my American pals and we have a slot open, right? Then sometimes the randoms in the American or EU regions will see me and they'll be like, hey, this guy exists. And I'll be like, yes, I do. But most of the time it's Asia region. No, it's anyone can type SoundCloud anytime. It'll just link you to my latest song. But yes, all my current music is AI generated. However, of course, there is still skill and talent involved in editing or adjusting sounds because I do a little bit of sound editing on them to make them sound perfect. That being said, the main generation is AI. However, I feel that it lets me to bring like a whole new perspective to my music because I can rap, but I'm not a great singer. However, I can bring metal without a band and things like that. And production costs are hella low, so it works really well for me. So, feel free to keep enjoying my tunes, but if you don't enjoy AI or you're against it, that's totally fine as well. But yes, I will use AI for my music because that is the way. That is my ninja way of life. Okay, I have finished working on all these. This is finished, right? Yep, it's finished. Okay, great. I like that this is finished. These are all done. These are all done. Now I will go and swap over because as much as I like the A-TAMS, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I could one-shot most bosses with it, but the Tormentor not being a full-on one-shot's a bit disappointing. Actually, wait, today's Friday. ETA 0 is coming back. Do I have enough of the green vouchers? No, I don't. Gosh darn it. Okay. It's time for some Tormentor farming. Well, in that case, it's Tormentor time. Back to the crits. And then Inversion Reinforcer, Toxic, this, yes, great, grand. Did I do it? Back in control, push them further out to sea. Falklands in our hands. Back under British reign. I think I might need edging shot, unfortunately. Push them back further and out from the islands into a fleet that will stop their retreat. I'm from Singapore. It's Saturday here too. But it's like Saturday afternoon. Oh, sorry. Did I say Friday? I meant Saturday. My apologies. But yes, because ETA 0 is here. For some reason I thought it was Friday, but it's Saturday. My apologies. It is Saturday. I still want to go and get the vouchers because I want to hurry up and buy up before the weekends. Because I've only got Serena's outfit so far, and I kind of want them all. Not gonna lie. I just hope that they know what they're doing because it seems to me like they're trying to change their whole ass game. And that's not always a good thing. But yes, my apologies for that confusion. It is Saturday. I don't know why I said Friday. Don't know why I even thought it was Friday, but I do need the stuff for ETA 0 regardless. Push them back further and out from the islands into our fleet that will stop their retreat. Mark their positions and call in the Air Force. Guns and weapons, trisect our command. Voice from the Iron Maiden, get the islands back. Here will not be accepted, call for artillery strike. Launch attack. We are back in control. Push them further out to sea. Weapons in our hands. Back under British reign. Well, welcome back, pal.
Thank you.
I'm just A-TAMing right now. Nah, man, you want the real singing, you gotta go and listen to Real Sabaton, man. I love their songs. That's why, like, right now, the AI is giving me a chance to do metal. It's not perfect yet, but I'm loving what I can do. So those that haven't heard my new song, it's right here. Go, 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 go. So what are you planning on doing, Arcane? Because I'm trying to snipe this dude. Being miserable.
We can do it.
I don't really have a plan right now.
New subscriber detected.
I have punished the wicked.
I'm A-Tomming this guy. Well, thank you for saying so, Hugo. If you got no plan, you should build your A-Tom so that we can A-Tom together but separately. Mostly because his hit points will increase and I won't be able to one-shot. And sorry, Andrew, I missed that message, but a 180 on my screen? Probably not right now. Do I use AI to enhance my voice? No. I generate the songs with AI and then I do the sound editing. I use their voice because obviously I'm not female, and a lot of my songs, as you'll notice, use female singers. Of course I have male ones too, but the female singers I feel add a lot to it.
I have punished the wicked.
No, Arcane is my friend's name. Alright, this is Arcane Silver 300.
Hello, hello.
Yes. He is my fellow streamer and also fellow AI music producer. He has his own channel.
Yes.
And sometimes he likes to exist here with me.
I do,
This is what we do. We just exist in a void of existence. Who do I main on Marvel Rivals? Support. I'm a support player, so I mostly main Cloak. Well, I've got 4 mains: Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, Rocket Raccoon, and Luna Snow. Although Luna Snow is gradually getting replaced by Mantis these days. But yeah, those are my 4 mains. I do play the others, but those are my best bet usually. Can I link him in chat? He can link himself in chat. Arcane, would you like to? If you wouldn't mind showing them your channel.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, the Trash Panda is good, man. I love my Rocket Raccoon. I love being a Trash Panda. Well, Jeff-Than Beats, what I'm doing is alien only because what I'm doing is achievable at endgame. Once you get all my stuff and you get my build built, you can do the same thing. All right? Everybody can do the same thing eventually. Shing! 1, 2.
There you go.
There you go. Missed the shot.
Oh no.
There we are.
Purification.
I've never played League of Legends, Emin. Sorry. I am non-toxic. Nah, I'm kidding. I played it in the very, very distant past, but I'm not very good with those kinds of MOBAs. I preferred Heroes of the Storm. I know I'm a heretic, but yeah. Since I wasn't very good at those kinds of MOBAs, you know who I played? I was a freaking Garen main. All I know how to do is Demacia!
As quiet as a monster.
Yeah, unfortunately, weapon cores are the big problem. They are the big boy problem. The cores of weapons are dangerous. Shing! Oh, what the? No! No! The one shot. So sad. So sad!
I must endure.
Yes, endure, Serena. Endure! Nah, I didn't like Gundam Evo. Sorry. It was not my jam.
My shield has been down.
Even if it was for other people, you know?
I will rise. I have punished the wicked.
Actually, why am I trying to jump when I can just do this? Sense makes. Again. And yes, I use the brain dead champ, Emmanuel. Well, Emin, you gotta use my build. You don't have my build, and that's the problem. Go get your weapon cores. You know, you be skipping steps. Y'all shouldn't be skipping steps.
Into the light.
The Gundam hero shooter, as far as I remember, was just in a really, really horrendous spot because this wasn't very good.
Purification.
And it couldn't make any money. But that's why I'm like, you're like, I hope Mecha Break realizes that it's going down the same road. But hey, you know, that's them. If they want to mess up, that's on them, you know? They're going to be losing out. Trying with Sharon, that's a terrible decision. Only play with Serena.
Divine punishment.
Only Serena gets the playtime,
We
okay?
can do it.
Because she's just too cool, 5 school, man. Bang. One shot. One thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Alright, so keep that in mind. I designed this build to explain through time. All I know. See, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. And I watch the time go right out the window every single time somebody gets in here, and they spend more than 2 minutes hunting this guy. So, Colossus can always see you. Invisibility doesn't protect you. So if you don't want to try so hard and go so far and just get nowhere in the end, then the main and most important thing is you gotta learn my builds, damn it.
We will not fail. Death to the corrupt.
I love how when all his items spawn right, my dog is already like right underneath him, and the dog just collects all the items at once. It's so funny. Oh, legit, I'm laughing at that. I can do it with Glay, but it takes a bit longer, that's all. Because I'll be real with you, Serena's skill is just a little extreme. It's a little too powerful. That's why she a badass.
Into the light. I have punished the wicked. Reload.
Using third skill is actually probably a good idea. If you're using my build, it should only take you, the max is 40 seconds, but you have to die once. If you somehow manage to avoid death, you can do it faster. Sorta. There's also ways to do it in 9 seconds, but you need 3 fire rate cores, and I'm not re-rolling, man. Dang old re-roll, man. I know dang old re-roll over here.
Purification.
I mean, rather than just telling you, I can show you guys. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, it's the cores that are the big deal because I happen to have 2 perfectly rolled cores, 20%, 20%. So, yep. Okay. Where is Glay? Punisher build. Okay. Everything's set though. Look at Glay. Okay. Look at Glay and weep. Weep for the power of Glay. The one true champion of justice. Colossus spec. Oh wait, let's use SPS. We'll drop ultra precision shot because we really can't work with that. Let me try with rifling versus the induction. I'll try the induction a little later, just because it might glow. All right. Haley's strong, but she's no longer OP. Everyone used to say Haley's OP, but she really isn't. Now she has been outclassed by Garina. And by Glay. And by everybody. Remake Glay's modules? No. What would they remake it to? Glay does not need a remake. The only thing Glay needs is me. See, so you can do this to him. Like, if you knock him down the Asian robot way, then there you go.
Enemy eliminated.
This is if he doesn't get to attack you, but if he goes crazy and hits you, and you die, then you might struggle a little bit. You get about 14 seconds on this. You know, it's right about there. Now, you can do a little bit better than this. You can change this for, like, the recovery skill for Glay if you really want to, but it's kind of your choice at this point. You know, so, yeah, there's that. Haley is pretty decent for mid-game. Roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, Glay's shooting dream. Now see, this is when you might die, because if he goes ham, right? If he goes ham like that, you won't be able to target his weak spot so effectively. So when you can't target his weak spot effectively, you don't get the knockdown. And unless you knock him down like early like that, it's hard to get the full damage on him, because you get the most damage when you hit the weak spot. So this is when your hits will take a bit longer. Oh, I'm just typing fast. I'm a fast typer. I'm a typer. So this one will be about 26 seconds. So if you get it perfect and you get a knockdown, then absolutely you can do it faster, but otherwise it'll take about this long roughly. Hey, I got 102 vouchers for no reason. See? It's great. So you can use Glay, but why use Glay when you can just use Serena? And by using Serena, you can just... 1 second. Some people, I tell you, some people, you just gotta type. Is shot focus available only by combining? Let's find out together. First, go to your modules, type in shot focus, touch, acquisition info. You can acquire shot focus in a plethora of other areas. So ladies and gents, I hope nobody in chat will ever ask me, how do you get this module? Use the library, damn it. So I hope that answers your question, Leaf. But yes, please use the library, guys. If you use the library, it helps. If you don't use the library, it doesn't help. Okay? So please use the library. Okay? The word of the library is a very powerful thing. Okay? If you use the library, you can learn a lot. The glaze skin, 750 caliber. Just make sure, Eduardo, that you've already registered me as your creator before buying, alright? But yeah, it was 750 caliber. I did a thing whereby if I got enough super chats on stream, I would go and buy an outfit, and so I chose that one. And that's what I did. When I hit that goal, I might do that again another day. That's the old information, Leaf. So just look inside the library. Don't read old information because in the past, it was only available by combining. Trust the library, okay? Don't be reading information of other rubbish and nonsense, okay? None of that will help you. The only thing you need to worry about is what I say. That and combining. But listen, if I say it, that's what I mean. Funnily enough, that is not a terrible Japanese accent. That is an actual Japanese accent based off the people I used to work with. Don't forget, I used to work for Asian companies and Asian firms. So I'm very familiar with a lot of accents. All Asian accents, I can do them. If you want a more clean but still Japanese accent, it'll be something like, "Greetings, Earthlings. I hope you are having a fantastic time upon this planet." It's okay. This is literally how you people sound, just so you know. I used to work for a Japanese company, right? So when they would come over and they would speak to us, I was the guy that they sent out because I was the only one that could actually understand them, no matter whether the accent was good, bad, or in between. I could understand them perfectly. So I would always talk with them, and they would always take me drinking. So that's the thing. You guys love to drink. I found it hard to refuse because I know that there's a culture of, you know, when your superior says drink, you drink. But I had to moderate myself because I try to avoid drinking too much. Did you grow up in America or did you develop your accent like myself? Almost. There we go. Yeah, I don't do that. So that was a bit difficult for me. So yeah, and some of the alcohol can be pretty strong as well. But like I know that from a cultural perspective, I'm not supposed to refuse, so I would just control myself very well. Yeah. Yeah, it is like that, Kurt, but that's the downside to the A-TAM. No crit, no kill. You get a crit, it's over. Fair enough, Vindy. So you're raised with the accent. Now you can go there and become extra powerful.
Into the light.
Oh, I missed that shot. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw my miss, okay? I would never miss a shot. Never. Never. Well, once you build Serena, she will be the bomb. She is quite literally the bomb. And of course, everybody should remember the meme. Someone set up us the bomb. Unfortunately, Vindi, the only Japanese I know is literally Genji's voice lines from Overwatch. And even then, to a native speaker, I might butcher some of the pronunciation. But I still love Genji. Oh, same here, bro. See, I'm Chinese, right? So I'm in Singapore, and Chinese is the big thing here. So they call me...
It is time for your judgment.
It's not very nice. I can't say the first one, but never mind. They call me kantang eater. I eat a lot of potatoes. Potato eater, essentially. Because they say my kantang, potato, English language is very good. So anyone who speaks English really well here, they say you speak kantang very well. Potato. So yeah, there you go. It's my life. It's now or never. Damn it, I'm missing every single shot. Urgh, my aim. And this is why I don't play Black Widow in Marvel Rivals. I'm terrible. Moving targets are annoying. How dare they? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
There we go.
Face the flames. My shield has been damaged.
There's a much more insulting term, Vindi, but I obviously cannot repeat that on stream because that would be really, really bad. But there's a more insulting term for what they say to me. That's how we are, man. That's how we are. That's what happens, you know, when you're the English speaker. You know, so usually when I talk to Singaporeans, I will switch to my Singaporean accent because it's just much easier if I talk to them in the language that they understand, lah. You know? Of course, it's a JoJo reference. But the point is, like, sometimes when you go to a different culture, it's very important to actually understand the nuances of the culture. So I'm not very good with languages, but actually I can speak with the same accent like a native speaker. So it sounds like I've grown up in Singapore. So I think this is very important because otherwise it's quite difficult to relate to the people in your local country, especially if you're staying around here. If I talk with my American accent, then nobody's going to actually understand me. I can talk with my Australian accent also, then I think I go to the shop, nobody also gonna understand me. So I just use my Singaporean accent. Yeah. Accents are very important. Even if you're speaking a different language, when you have the accent, people will like you more. It's more relatable. I mean, can you imagine I walk around Singapore saying, "Hey guys, what's up?" There you go, Black Fang. So please watch all the videos, you're good to go. I'm not sure. I didn't watch Tokyo Drift. Sorry, Windy. So I wouldn't know the reference. But I don't think most people would know what they what they call the English speakers here. I respect that. I'm not good with languages. Accents, yes. Languages, no.
Face the flames. Purification.
Survival games? I'm not a big fan of them. Arcane is more of a survival game fan. I'm not at all. I'm just... no. Survival games
Nice.
destroy my soul.
I love them.
Yeah, like, everybody else can go get me materials and stuff. They can build the base. You just give me a sword and tell me who needs to die. Alright? If I was the mafia, you know, I wouldn't be the Don. I'm just the muscle. Alright? You want this guy whack, boss? I'm gonna go whack him now. You just give me a sword and you tell me you want him dead. Alright? You want me to fix him? I'm gonna fix him now. Hello, So6. How you doing? Yep, the A-TAM is annoying and I hate it and I do not like it and I do not want to know it. Okay? I do not want anything to do with it. The A-TAMs ruined my life.
Ask what? A monster.
The A-TAM only exists for my trick shots. If I want to be a nerd. Yeah, re-roll that. You're not gonna use that, buddy. Re-roll that back to a firearm. Yeah, that's a bug, Kurt. When the charge bar disappears, it's a bug. It's a UI bug. And remember what they said in Starship Troopers. The only good bug is a dead bug.
Impudent bastard.
You all good, brother?
Oh yeah.
You better not be getting bronchitis again, buddy.
No, it's still all this mess in the lungs still.
No crit twice. Damn you!
My shield has been damaged.
He says as he immediately Darth Vader's. Now my lungs are still like that.
Yep. Yep.
Arc Vader. Yes, counting to 3 helps, but I refuse to count to 3. Okay? Because I can't count to 4. 1, 2, 5, 9.
Low.
Anyone knows that reference? He had a very, very nice time as a young man listening to all these parodies. Me count so poor. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And yes, it's an actual song. Somebody made a parody. It's funny.
Oh no.
Oh my god, 2 crits.
As released. A monster.
Sorry, what'd you say, Arcane?
It's been officially released.
Ah, nice. Wait, like distributed?
Apple Music and YouTube Music.
Oh, nice. Which
Yes.
distributor did you go with?
Distro.
Damn, I couldn't sign up for distro. Distro, they said, is the fastest, but I couldn't sign up for distro. I don't know why. They kept declining my card. I'm still waiting on 2 loss, but we'll see how that goes. I am willing to
Yeah.
wait. But yeah, congratulations, man. I will wait for mine. Distro, they said, is the fastest, but when I immediately had card difficulties with it, I was like, okay, no.
I didn't have any problems. It actually went pretty smooth. I was actually expecting it. Some kind of problem, but
No, that's good. I'm glad that you had no problems. Because, like, I think it's like a 50-50 kind of thing.
right. You know, I've just been waiting, keeping an eye on it. Finally notified me, like, hey, guess what?
Into the light.
Yep, I'm still waiting on mine, but it's all good.
My shield falters. My shield has been damaged.
Damn, all these no crits. Look at that lack of crits. Ooh, die.
Ask one.
Enjoy,
I've been
So6.
I've been jamming to your latest.
Yes, I've got more to work on as well. Now I need to craft some personas and get it right.
Yes.
I am, however, going to switch over now to my last dagger for a bit, because this will be faster than doing what I'm doing.
Death to the
That's always funny. You should already know this. I mean, I did show it to you guys like yesterday.
My shield falters. A victory for humanity.
Yes. But I think in this, the only rare time where I'll say caps are okay is when somebody is expressing genuine surprise. If they're shouting to get a question heard, then I'll usually tell them no. But in this case, I'll let it slide. If it's just pure surprise, that's fine.
I'm a as quiet as a monster.
Toshiro, mobbing, I would say Divine Surge. You can go with a Restored Relic build, but what's the point? Restored Relic relies on ammo. You can Divine Surge as much as you want. So for me personally, I leveled her completely with Divine Surge. Took no time at all.
This is divine punishment. Purification.
Bang. There you go, Hugo. And I about to put up your link right there. Lawbreaker, my friend. How are you?
Do not fall.
No. No. Oh well.
A victory for humanity.
There you go, Toshiro. How you doing, lawman? I hope you're doing good. I'm just farming some vouchers. And I think it's time to go buy another lady's outfit. I think I'll go get Glaze Adeptus Custodes outfit. Ha. Look, this Serena looks like a stripper.
Lol.
You went on a 2-hour tormentor killing spree with the build. Nice. Was your heart filled like with rage, like this guy heart rage?
Get this Descendant the goods.
Officer, get this Descendant the goods. But what if I don't want the goods, huh? You ever thought about that, officer? I will ungood myself. Okay, Glay now has the outfit. Fair enough, Hugo. Enjoy yourself. I do kind of want to, so may as well go get some outfits. Some outfits.
I will.
Somebody invite me to a party. How dare they? How dare they? And I know who I am. Well, there's another person that followed me on TikTok. But I gotta ask, you really put your whole ass stream advertisement in your name? Like, a little, I said a little glonky.
I have punished the wicked.
Never when your nieces are playing. Look at you, Lawbreaker, taking your nieces through. I like that. I like that, man.
It is time for your judgment.
I mean, I would play him in a team, but, you know, I'm not doing it with randos. Arcane, maybe, but randos, ew, brother, ew.
Purification.
Again!
I will cleanse this place.
Boom, shakalaka.
Death to the corrupt.
Oh, listen, maybe in future when I'm famous, I'm gonna get some real people to sing, but they better be ready to work for free. I'm gonna beat them until they sing it. They ain't getting paid, but if they prove that they're good and that they can make me money, I might pay them in the future. But what I'll most likely do is in the far future, I might license my songs for covers. Remove, you have to grapple onto them when they turn yellow. It's a very old technique. People used to do this before Colossi were all one-shots. So yeah, now that Colossi are one shot, it's a little bit harder to do that. Just being real with you.
Ask one if a monster.
So if you want to remove it, when the part turns yellow after receiving enough damage, you gotta hook grapple onto it. So use a low damage gun, or relatively low damage gun. When it goes yellow before it blows up, grapple onto it, and it'll basically keep the Colossus in place. Like he'll be trying to get you off, kind of like mounting a monster in Monster Hunter Wilds. Then you punch it with your character and just destroy it after some time. Some people also hang on for as long as they can and only destroy it at the last minute. Bang. No problem. Enjoy, creative. Happy to help. Because in the past, we used to have to do that. In the past, Colossi used to be a challenge. So how we used to do it in the old days is that, like me, Arcane, two of our buddies, you know, we'd be shooting. Then once one part goes yellow, Arcane or somebody would hook onto it and they grab onto it. Then I do the DPS to a different part. And then everybody would wail on it, and the person on it would just try and hold on as long as possible. Then at the end, they smash it with their fist. Then the enemy gets knocked down as well. Back when you had to think, yes. This was the old ways. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree. But it is what it is, you know? Wee-hoo!
Face the flame. Ask
Oh yes, we used to do that, didn't we, Craig? Remember those streams where I would just do like 3 hours? Because Craig's been here since the very beginning. It'd be like 3 hours. I'ma just kind of sit there and farm slowly. I just be going again and again and again and again, and like my entire 3-hour stream would be just me and Arcane and George and whoever else, all just sitting outside the outpost just waiting for it to go, you know?
a victory for humanity.
No, randoms were not. I think that's also when the big solo cultures start to hit, because like we had to farm the outpost either with trusted people or some random bunny would just come in and go bzz, 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 and it's all over. Ah, the 5-minute cooldown. Don't even remember me of that. All right, that's some terrible shenanigans. No, 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 don't funk with my soul. 5 minutes every single time. We would have to go around. We'd have to keep reloading the map to try and get one that wasn't 5 minutes. And we get one that was like 3 minutes or something and be like, oh my god, it's 3 minutes, you know? Yo, we're good.
Purification.
Anyway, this is the way to kill Tormentor. Fun. In the sun. Now I swoop over. Hello, Lestat. Greetings to you.
Oh, I thought I could do it, but I can't.
Can't do what, brother?
I'm falling asleep. Dozed off like twice in my chair.
Okay, okay. Listen, you know, congratulations on getting your music distributed. You go get some rest, brother. Take a good rest.
Yes, thank you.
Recovery is
Alright,
important. Yes.
Yes. And I will catch you next time.
See you later, Palio.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, unlucky. I didn't hit the correct spot. Double unlucky. There we are.
Purification.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the washroom before I carry on. Before I go to the washroom, let me quickly type this. Come on. Back in the old days of enjoying Ajax. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, come back, and we'll finish off with a couple more runs. Okay, back in we go.
Into the light.
Unlucky. Oh no! I messed up! There we go.
Ask why as a monster.
Yes, actually. That is my name. That's my real life name. Siddhartha. That's why everyone just, like, all those who are close to me just call me Sid. Sup, Sid. And when I was growing up, it was Sid Vicious. The A-TAMS is good but not consistent. You're more consistent with the last dagger. But the A-TAMS is good. It's fun for trick shots. If you hit a crit, good. If you don't hit a crit, then, well...
You will not fail.
It has to be exactly on the dot. There you go.
A victory for humanity.
I like the A-TAMS, but if you don't crit, you ain't killing.
Death to the blasphemous.
No!
Let me go.
Drop shot.
A victory for humanity.
I think you know what? It is easier if I just do it from like the highest point. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go even higher so I can shoot the bullet down. I only built one and I never used it ever again. If I start using it again, I'll do an updated build. Hope you don't mind, but right now it's not really a big priority for me. I used it for a short while, but Last Dagger was way better for Void Erosion Purge. Good night, Brandon. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for hanging out. So that's why, Prapanch. I do have one build, but it's in the stage 26 demonstration. However, I don't know if that's ideal. I'll be real with you.
Ascending. Ask why as a monster.
You can one-tap with this, dude. Yeah. It's not consistent, though. You have to crit in order to one-tap. But if you crit, it's a one-tap, yeah. But unlike the other videos out there that tell you one-shot the boss, it's not always one-shot. It has to be a crit. I'll show you and I'll explain it. So earlier we were testing. So I go this high, right?
Into the light.
So I'm charging up, and I go higher. Then if I get it right on the shoulder just like that, it's one shot.
Death to the corrupt.
So in a lot of trick shot videos, they will basically like shoot dozens and dozens of times. Then the one clip where they just get the shot right and it crits and it kills it in one shot, you end up with like it could be a 2-second kill, 1-second kill. I've done 2 seconds. I could probably do 1 second if I tried hard enough, but I just don't bother. Like if you want to do it consistent, then my methodology is go up as high as possible so that you're guaranteed to hit it, because you have to hit the weak spot plus crit the weak spot. But if you do that, then yes, it's guaranteed one shot. Pretty much, yeah.
My shield falters.
You go watching somebody else? That's heresy. Gross. Testing the A-TAMS. Well, you have to select the tracks yourself, dude. But the latest 8 tracks I've done is all my current music. Oh, unlucky on that one. Drop shot.
A victory for humanity.
Yeah, I usually select the tracks, but you can just let it play. My raps are all my old stuff, so they're not very polished and not very good. Right now I've moved over mostly to making AI music, but my SoundCloud is right here. I will post up for you in the TikTok. There you go. You can go enjoy my music there.
It is time for your judgment.
My latest 8 songs are all pretty awesome. Sorry, 9 now.
My shield falters.
Drop shot.
Purification.
I did, Prapanch, but I have no interest in it because it's 90 days away. I will get hyped for it when it's 30 days away. We still have the entire season 2, episode 2 to finish, you know? So I'm gonna wait before I think about, you know, getting hyped about that. Sure. I encourage people to listen to it. It may be AI generated music, but I tell you, I'm damn good at what I do.
Do not fall.
Hey, King Seno. Hey, how's it going?
A victory for humanity.
For me, most of my songs are AI generated. The recent 9 songs I've generated, all AI. Yeah, it's the AI singing it. It's beautiful though. So that's the new thing that I'm trying to get it distributed. There is a distributor that will take it, but I couldn't work with them, so I'm going to somewhere else and trying to get it distributed there.
Impudent bastards.
Working slowly, but I'm sure I'll get there. Nope, didn't get lucky with the crit.
Oh no.
There we go.
Ask one.
No luck with the crits, so it ain't happening. Season 3 is gonna be epic, but guys, you know, let's be real here. We've got more than 90 days. Shouldn't we be focusing on now? If we aren't focusing on now, then, you know, it's not that good. Unfortunately, Mr. Ben, I actually don't listen to other people's most of the time. Most of the time, because I'm streaming as my main business, then whatever spare time I have, I work on my music. So I don't really listen to anyone else. Just want to be honest about that. I post and publish my music and get my people to listen to it, but I generally don't listen to anyone else's because no time, literally no time. I mean, I do listen to like established artists and stuff, but even recent music, I don't keep up with it much. It's not just optimizing and fixing what I got, but yes, pretty much the same sentiment. I would like it if they focused up on this right now. Thanks, Ben, but as I already mentioned, I do not do that whole you listen to mine, I listen to yours kind of thing. So I hope you understand. And again, if somebody tells you that they don't do that, please do not post a link on their stream. It can be seen as attempting to promote your stuff. All right, so don't do that. It's considered very bad manners for stream. Because if you promote your stuff on somebody else's stream, it gives you a very bad rep. So I don't know if you're also a streamer, but if you are not in this industry, that's one of the big no-nos in the industry. So try not to do that. Yeah, you should listen when a streamer talks as well. Because, look, I know you're not that sort of guy, but you don't want to be seen as that guy, you know? And once you're seen as that guy, the streamer won't like you, other people won't like you, so... I don't listen to the new Linkin Park. I only listen to whatever Chester did in the past. I have not heard the new Linkin Park. I might at some later point in time, but... Like, for me, the stuff that I listen to is mostly just my old stuff. Well, even so, please do obey my rules, okay? Thank you.
Death to the blasphemous.
There we go. Oh, come on. He didn't die on that.
I have punished the wicked.
Yeah, if you guys like it, go for it. Nothing wrong with that.
A victory for humanity.
I think this should be the most consistent. Tormentor. The Executioner is the first boss. This is the Tormentor. But yes, it's supposed to be the final boss. Because there are ways to make your characters strong. Understand? That's what this game is about. But it's not consistent. It's a gimmick. Because you see, I'm not one-tapping him now. Essentially, you want to one-tap, you have to be able to crit perfectly. And then, if you get a perfect crit plus her ability, if her ability runs out, doesn't matter how much damage you deal, it's not going to be enough. So one-tapping is a gimmick, it's a trick shot. You get lucky and you get a crit, there you go. But it can also be a fun way to play. See, I didn't hit the crit there. Nope.
My shield.
Crit, but not enough. There we go.
Ask one if a monster.
I've gotten that many times over. I think earlier in the stream I got 100. But it's really RNG. That's why people like to kill these fast, because you kill it fast, you go again, you'll eventually hit your RNG stride.
It is time for your judgment. Do not fall. I have punished the wicked.
Thanks, but I'll carry on with my current path, Hugo. I hope you can be respectful of that. If my music is not to your taste, that's totally okay as well. I mean, I'm gonna keep promoting it on my streams, but, you know, I want to do things my way, so I hope you don't mind. All right.
New super chat
Looks like we're good
received.
today. I'm satisfied. No problem, Lawbreaker. Thank you always for supporting the channel and all that I do. I hope you look forward to some of my new tunes, because I know you're into that as well. I'll be dropping some of the hot stuff very, very soon. So, thank you all very much. I'll be heading off for today. But I will also be working on the A-TAMS build tomorrow. Now, remember, there's no video released today, and I don't know if Marvel Rivals is in the evening. If I have nothing better to do, if my people are busy, I may not play Marvel Rivals in the evening. I know Saturday is usually my Marvel Rivals day, but we'll see. All right, so today is up in the air, but I'll let you guys know later. Thank you all very much. I'll catch you all this evening. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone. And remember, no video today, okay? There's no video today. Please be aware of that. All right, catch you later. See you later.